Two former state champions are ready to tee it up. Undefeated Casey-Westfield and the lowest seed ever to make a 2A state championship game, Elmhurst Immaculate Conception.
We have crowned one state champion so far here today in Champaign. Now it's time to find out who is number one in Class 2A. Will it be Immaculate Conception or Casey-Westfield? We'll find that out next right here. Hello, everyone. I'm Scott Leber, your field reporter for today's game on the IHSA TV network. Glad you could join us once again. Immaculate Conception came into the playoffs as a number 15 seed, but don't let that fool you. Not many people are surprised that the Knights have made it here. They have survived the very tough Suburban Catholic Conference, and they felt all along if they could just get 5 wins and get into the playoffs, they'd be in great shape, and that's been the case. They have dominated their 4 playoff games. Casey-Westfield comes into this game a perfect 13-0, and their mode is defense. They've given up just 52 points all season long. Westfield is a perennial playoff team. However, it's been 23 years since they've reached the state championship game, so it should be an exciting one. Right now, let's go up to the booth to the guys who will call the action of today's game, Lee Hall and Greg Bradshaw.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Welcome to Memorial Stadium. Lee Hall, Greg Bradshaw. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. It's the first official day of Christmas shopping season, and through our exclusive sources, we have found the wish list for both teams. And look there, Greg, Casey-Westfield, Immaculate Conception, both only have one thing on their wish list, a state title here today.
And Santa can only make one of them
That's
a
right.
state champion.
Let's take a look at how both teams arrived here in Champaign. The road to Champaign, first for Casey-Westfield, a couple of 41-0 wins. Maroa Forsyth in the quarterfinals, 18-7, and win over a good Auburn team last week, 27-13. For Immaculate Conception, this team turned it on in week 9, and they have rolled through the playoffs, Greg Bradshaw. Most of those points that were scored against them came after games were decided.
They have been playing great football. They are a physical, tough team. They're 9-4, but don't let that record fool you. They play fantastic football, very physical. Going to be a great test today for Casey-Westfield.
Let's take a look at the key players. First for the Warriors from Casey-Westfield, unbeaten coming into today's ball game. Their quarterback, Mitchell Snyder.
He's going to have to play great today. He's got a great arm, makes good decisions. You see he's got good size. A lot of pressure on him today, but he's a senior, and he's ready to bring it today.
Great touchdown to interception ratio there. And then on defense for Casey-Westfield.
Well, Taylor Biggs is a great player. He plays all over the football field. He plays a defensive back. He needs to come up with maybe some interceptions today. He also is a great punt returner, kick returner, great athlete all around. We need to see some big plays out of Taylor today for Casey.
And you can see there Taylor punts as well. He rarely comes off the field for Casey-Westfield. And we take a look at Immaculate Conception, a team, primarily a ground team. We take a look at their key player. No surprise here, senior Paul Hornstra.
Yeah, he's explosive. They got 2 great backs. Both of them have over 1,300 yards. He's the number 1 of the 1-2 punch. And Paul has great explosion, and they like to pass the ball to him as well, but great player.
Keep an eye on number 32, Carlos Rodriguez, as well for the Knights. He will carry a lot of the load. Defensively for Immaculate Conception, let's take a look at their key player, and he is Eric Hansen, senior linebacker.
You could see there are 103. Those are 103 solo tackles from Eric this year. He great physical defense. He's the leader. A big test today, though, with that Casey-Westfield offense.
All right, let's go to our PA announcer for today's starting lineups for our Class 2A state final game.
Okay, guys, go ahead, take it.
And we are just about ready to get underway in our 2A state championship football game here at Memorial Stadium. Today's coin flip and captain's meeting is brought to you by Walgreens. Walgreens is a proud sponsor of the IHSA's Do What's Right, Good Sportsmanship campaign. Our thanks to our friends at Walgreens for helping make today's broadcast possible. Greg, you talked to a lot of people, and Immaculate Conception seems to be the overwhelming favorite from the so-called prognosticators and experts coming in.
Well, I think they based that on the schedule that they played, and it was the guys talked about it earlier that they have probably played one of the toughest schedules in the state of Illinois. But Casey has been successful all year, and they're ready to come in here. They play fantastic defense, but it's going to be tested.
Let's take a look at our tale of two cities. Casey-Westfield down in between Charleston and Effingham in southeastern Illinois out of the Little Illini Conference. Immaculate Conception, 243. Of course, their multiplier enrollment a little bit higher than that. They're from that always tough suburban Catholic conference. They come in 9-4. They were 4-4, had to win their final game of the regular season to even make the playoffs. They beat Aurora Central Catholic 35-7. They will start with the ball. Hornstra and Rodriguez deep for Immaculate Conception. And Casey-Westfield kicks it away deep. Clinton Scott there, kickoff man, and he does this a lot. He does this a lot, Greg Bradshaw, and it is a very potent weapon for the defense for Casey-Westfield. He puts about 50% of his ball kickoffs into the end zone.
Well, anytime you can get the opponents to start on their own 20-yard line, particularly a team like IC, they're going to drive the ball, and they're going to have to go, if they have to go 80 yards, that's really a benefit to Casey.
Immaculate Conception will start from their own 20-yard line. It's Rodriguez and Hornstra in the backfield for Will Cronin, the junior quarterback. Taylor is the man in motion. He'll set up a tight end at the other spot. First play from scrimmage in our 2A state championship. Cronin keeps it. He's met at the line, then pitches it as he goes down. That is Rodriguez, and he'll have a gain of about 6. What a play by Will Cronin.
Well, he's a playmaker. You're going to see that all day. He is very heady back there. He runs that option, and a lot of pressure on him to make good decisions. That was actually, it could have been a poor decision, actually, to start the game, but it turns out well for them. A nice gain, about 7 yards. But you're going to see that all day. Will makes a decision whether to give it to the fullback, keep it himself, or pitch it to the pitchback.
Rodriguez, 5'11", 210-pound junior. Brings up second down and 3 for the Knights in the navy blue and white. Man in motion to the near side. Cronin hands it off. Fumble! And it's recovered by Casey-Westfield. Big play early. Kirk Shawver, the senior DB, falls on it, and it'll be Casey-Westfield ball at the Immaculate Conception 34-yard line.
Here's a look here, just an outside veer. Give to Rodriguez. He didn't really have good control of the ball, even from the handoff. Big play for Casey. This is the kind of plays they're going to need today to get their confidence early and to continue it throughout the game. You can see it right there. The ball's on the ground. A great job starting the game. Good momentum for Casey.
Unusual from Immaculate Conception with the turnover here on just the second play from scrimmage. So it will be Casey-Westfield ball from the Immaculate Conception 34-yard line. We get our first look at Mitch Snyder, the quarterback, has a man right next to him. He looks to throw, has a man on the sideline, and it's caught there at the 25. That's Seth Brewer, 6'2 junior, with the completion.
Good call to open up the game. Here's the offensive line right here.
Kuhn Kusterman, Dalton Brook, Nate Sandiford, Doug Edwards. There's Mitch Snyder, Taylor Biggs. We talked about him, does a little bit of everything. Jason Clapp, Caleb Brandenburg. They'll run about 6 guys in at running back. Aaron Rhodes, Michael Davidson on the outside. And that was a pickup of 9. So it's second down and 1 for the Warriors. Backs in the eye. The give is to Brandenburg, and he will get the first down at about the 22-yard line, pickup of about 3. Here's a look at the Immaculate Conception defensive line. Marco Medina, Giancarlo Legal, they call him JC, Jose Godinez, Robert Peachy, Eric Hansen, Carlos Rodriguez, Antonio Taylor, our Country Insurance and Financial Services starting lineups. Hornstra,
Maisenga and Nicholas Perrone in the backfield defensively. First down and 10 now from the 23-yard line for Casey-Westfield. And across the 20-yard line and inside the 20-yard line is Billy Seeley. In their win over Auburn, Greg, they ran in 6 different ball carriers in the first quarter. Snyder got hit. They were afraid if he got another hit, he would have to go out of the game with a concussion. They went to the ground game, and they ran for 239 yards, a season high.
Well, it's good to establish the running game early. That 2 runs there. Didn't get a lot of yards, but they're going to have to run the ball to keep this defense honest.
Trips receivers left. The gives to Brandenburg. He gets out to the left side and down about the 15-yard line. Be about a pickup of about 5 for Brandenburg.
Looked like he was going to get a little more on that, but nice defensive play. Unziger was out there on the corner making a nice block, but great recovery. Held him to a short gain, now 3rd down and 4. Big play right here early in the game.
This Casey-Westfield team likes to mix it up percentage-wise, 55% passing, 45% with the rush. 3rd and 5. Casey looking to take advantage of that turnover. Here's a give up the middle. They're probably in 4-down territory here anyway. That will be short of the first down. Here's our keys to the game, Greg.
Well, on defense, Casey needs to get Immaculate Conception in long yardage situations. They don't throw the ball that often. We already saw one special play with a turnover. They need to get the ball into Biggs' hands and then protect. They got to protect Mitch Snyder.
It'll be 4th down and 2, and they will go ahead and kick. Clinton Scott, the sophomore, number 82, with the 32-yard attempt. It's high enough, it's long enough, and it's good.
Great kick. That ball would have been good from 40 yards. Great kick. Nice start for Casey. Just get some confidence. They've stopped them on defense. They've moved the ball on offense. Get some points on the board.
Clinton Scott, just his 4th field goal of the season. The sophomore gives Casey the early 3-0 lead as they turn the turnover into points, Greg.
Yeah, well, he probably could have kicked a lot more field goals, but I don't think they got stopped very often this year, Lee. Here's a look at it coming up here. Nice leg. Straight on kicker. Got to love those steel-toed guys kicking it right through. Look at the height. Plenty of distance. Does a great job. Good start. That's great, too. Get some confidence. That may become, look at that. You could see how high that was. But later in the game, that might come in handy. Get him to a good start, you know.
The old school straight-on kick gives Casey-Westfield a 3-0 lead. 8:41 here to go in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Immaculate Conception fumbled on the second play of the game. And Casey takes advantage. Clinton Scott will now kick it away. He kicked it through the end zone to open the game, and this one is deep as well. Hornstra is near the back of the end zone as he fields it. It will be another touchback for Casey.
That is such a weapon, and many people don't know this. You cannot run the ball out of the end zone in high school. If it goes into the end zone, you cannot run it out. People always say, how come you didn't run it out? But it automatically is a dead ball on the 20 if it gets kicked into the end zone.
There you get a look at the weather. Boy, it is just a beautiful day here in Champaign-Urbana, 43 degrees.
It's like a Florida State Championships. We're used to having it like 20 degrees and snowing up here.
Yes, no rain, no snow, beautiful day. Glad you're joining us here on the IHSA TV network. 1st and 10 from their own 20. The Knights will try it again. Here's the give to Hornstra. He's out to about the 24-yard line.
Casey's put 9 people in the box, which really means just outside the tackles. 9 people where they can really play the run. They're just daring IC right now to put the ball up in the air, but that's a good decision. Get them, really force them to do something that they're not used to doing. They don't throw the ball that often.
Hornstra just shy of 1,400 yards on the season coming in to this ball game here today. 2nd and 6 for the Knights. They're about 85% run, as we mentioned. They'll run and run and run until they lull you to sleep, and then they'll throw it on you. Here's the give to Hornstra again. Fumble! And recovered. Immaculate Conception jumps on it. Eric Hansen fell on the loose ball. So, wow, what do you think about that?
A little jitters early for IC here. Here's just another look at it. I think he was called down here. He actually hits the ground and it comes out. But that's just showing that maybe they're just a little tentative early here in the state championship, which isn't unusual. They should settle down. They get a first down here. That would be really positive for them. 3rd down and 2 here.
Running backs are split. Cronin looks over the defense on 3rd and 2. Gives the ball to Hornstra. He's got a 1st down and more out across the 35-yard line down at about the 36 before he's brought down.
Nothing fancy here from Immaculate Conception. They do like to just give the ball straight on that dive or pull it on the option. 4 or 5 yards of carry and move the chains. That's why one of the keys we said for Casey was to get them into 3rd and long situations. But they're just trying to get positive yards on 1st down, 2nd down to get in that 3rd and short situation.
So it's 1st down for the Knights, their first down of the ball game. Here's the give to Rodriguez, and he's brought down by Taylor Biggs out near the 45, making about the 43-yard line, just beyond that. Pickup of 7.
Keys to the game for Immaculate Conception. Number 1, we're seeing it right now. Just move the change, control the football, use that big offensive line, and pound that defense. Secondly, they got to know where Taylor Biggs is every play. And then 3rd, they've got to use that physicalness of their defense and offensive line.
It's been Hornstra for 4 straight plays for the Knights. See if they try something different. Casey gets across the line, and they'll be whistled for our first penalty of the afternoon.
Yeah, a lot of emotion on the field right now. Casey very fired up coming in the game, getting a good start. Just a little bit too excited there, jumping across the line of scrimmage. And Coach Sinclair doesn't hesitate. He pulled him out and got another guy in there. Get another chance. Probably just encourage him, pat him on the back and say, hey, let's get sharp, get our mind focused, get back in the game.
David Minnick, our referee, and we'll meet the officials in just a little bit here. 1st and 10 now. Cronin keeps it, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Michael Davidson, big number 86 with the tackle for the Warriors. He's a senior lineman, and he wrapped Cronin up at the line of scrimmage.
Here it is. He just pulls the ball and then doesn't get rid of it. He needed to pitch it there. The defensive end, Davidson, comes in, makes a great play. Got on the quarterback quickly. That's what you got to do against the option. Get to the quarterback quickly, make him make decisions real early.
Very good start for Casey-Westfield. 2nd and 10 now for Immaculate Conception as they have receivers split to the right. The give is to Hornstra. He's out across midfield down at about the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of about 4. There's a look at the Casey-Westfield defensive line. Nate Sandiford, Clinton Scott, Michael Davidson, Josh Tace at defensive line. Linebackers, White, Evans, and Brandenburg. You can see a lot of guys on both sides of the ball for this team. Evan Davidson, the cousin of Michael Davidson, who just made the big stop there. Schauber, Clapp, and Biggs at DB for the Warriors. 3rd and 6. You can hear the chants of defense below us from the Casey-Westfield fans. Cronin back to throw. Has a man, and it's complete across the 40, inside the 40-yard line. Joseph Burke with the reception and the 1st down. And so a good drive here by Immaculate Conception. That was a big 3rd down play.
That was a nice job by Will Cronin. Just took a 5-step angle drop, delivered the ball right on time. Will Cronin makes big plays. 3rd downs, look for Will Cronin to be making good runs and good passes. That was a nice execution right there for the 1st down.
Give up the middle. Rodriguez with a good pickup. Rodriguez, the leading rusher for Immaculate Conception with just over 1,400 yards. It's amazing to look at the numbers coming into the game, Greg. Carlos Rodriguez, 1,422. Hornstra, 1,397, almost identical.
Yeah, they're probably got a little contest going between the two of them, see who's going to end up with more yards during the season. Both of them should be buying some steaks for that big offensive line up front, though.
2nd and 6. Cronin to throw again, has a man. Oh, and he underthrew him just a little bit. Eric Hansen was the intended receiver, and he got some fingertips on it, but it was well behind him.
Yeah, actually, nice little fake here. They've been running this little dive, little fake. Cronin delivers the ball a little low, could have been caught, just a little bit behind him, but it's a big break for Casey because there was a lot of room in front of him. He had one guy to make miss, and he would have been in the end zone. But it brings up 3rd and 6. Really, the position that Casey wants to get them in is that 3rd and long situation.
Third down and 6. 3:29 to play here in the first quarter. Cronin to give at the line of scrimmage, and he's met and stopped by Patrick White, number 52. The senior lineman with a big tackle. We've seen that a couple of times from this defense already, Greg.
Yeah, they're stepping up in the front line, and they're giving up about 60 pounds per man. Just a little reverse option, and right in to the hands of number 52. A great play by Patrick White, and brings up 4th down. Big play again. A lot of emotion. You can just see the emotion in the Casey defense right now, and in the sidelines, the fans are going crazy. Just a real good start for Casey.
The Knights will go for it here on 4th and 6. 4th and 6 inside the 35-yard line. Cronin back to throw. Now he has to scramble. He's a good runner. He runs right, looks sideline. It's not caught. I thought he had it, but was going to come down out of bounds. But instead, it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Brady Davidson. 3-0. We will be right back after this network break. Casey takes over on down. And here's a look at our officials for today's 2A state championship game. David Minnick, Michael Cross, Scott Toleski, John Kester, Jeffrey Fuller. Our congratulations to those gentlemen for making it here to the carpet, as they say. Kids all talk about playing on the carpet, and they are down here for the state championship as well. It's Casey-Westfield, a 3-0 lead, 2:39 to go, first quarter. They take over on downs. Back to throw is Snyder, had a man, was open and couldn't hang on. And that was Mr. Biggs, who couldn't hang on. He'll do a little bit of everything, Greg. We're going to see number 27 out of the backfield, split wide, inside receiver. I mean, he's just everywhere.
Yeah, they want to get the ball in his hands. He makes big plays for them. Really impressed early with Mitch Snyder. 2 great throws. That ball was right on the money. The throw to start the game, about a 14-yard out, was really a nice throw, looking real confident in the pocket.
Incompletion for Snyder brings up 2nd down and 10. 4 receivers out for the Warriors. Out of the shotgun, Snyder has time. Looks, has a man. It's caught at the 42 and out near midfield. Chris Unzinger off the bench with the reception. Gain of 14.
Real simple play. They clear out with the outside receiver and send Unzinger down about a 10-yard out. Delivers the ball right on the money. And then here's some great moves after he catches the ball. Gets some extra yards. Nice play by Unzinger.
1st and 10 from the 49-yard line near midfield for Casey. Clock ticking near 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Snyder flush out of the pocket a little bit, has a man. That's Taylor Rhodes. Check that, Aaron Rhodes with the reception, pickup of 20. So here comes the Warriors passing game.
Yeah, again, Snyder looking real calm in the pocket. His first receiver wasn't open. He starts to flush a little bit to the right, keeps his eyes downfield, little throw across his body, right to Rhodes, the all-stater right there. Nice job by Snyder. 1st down on the 32. Real good rhythm right now for Mitch Snyder.
Mitch Snyder's thrown for 1,900 yards coming into this ball game. He has back-to-back completions that has Casey-Westfield inside the 32-yard line of Immaculate Conception. Snyder again from the shotgun. Steps left. There's a flag on this play. The completion is to Biggs. He's inside the 15, but there is a flag, and it's from the area where you would expect holding.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to come back for Casey. But, again, nice job in the pocket by Snyder, finding Biggs downfield. Just really impressed early with Mitch Schneider. They're giving him some time, and he's finding a little extra time by moving in the pocket. But this one's coming back.
Holding against the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still, first down.
Look at our crew. They're all over that. They've got the flag. They've got the holding. We know what's going on.
I know. And I love that font they're using. That's really kind of a fancy font. Looking good.
You bet.
Looking good.
And there you get a look at Coach Sinclair of Casey-Westfield in his trying to win his second state championship. Won one way back in 1985. They beat a Suburban Catholic Conference team, Marion Catholic out of Woodstock, back in '85. 1st and 22 now after the penalty. The pitch and catch, and looked like he stepped out of bounds at the 40. Can't pick up the number there. That's Biggs again.
That's a nice call. You don't need to get it all back at once. Just a nice play here. Casey throws the ball. Mitch Schneider does a nice job on the sideline. Biggs does a stay in, get about 3-4 extra yards. Again, you don't need to get it all back. You get a penalty. A lot of times quarterbacks want to throw that ball way downfield, but get about 7-8 back, bringing it up now 2nd and 15.
Thought he slipped out of bounds there, but the official right there on the mark, and he is in progress down to the 37, 2nd and 15. Screen, oh, they're looking for a halfback pass here, thrown deep and almost picked off.
Little trickery there, the old double pass.
Nicholas Perrone was there and got a hand on it.
Yeah,
as Biggs tries, we told you he did a little bit of everything. Now he's throwing the ball.
Right, here it comes. He looks downfield. Actually, I think they were just had a little bit of miscommunication on where he was going. I don't know which receiver he was throwing it to, but it didn't fool Perrone. Here's you got to throw that backwards, threw it back to Biggs. Biggs throws it down the middle of the field. They're lucky that wasn't intercepted, actually.
Seth Brewer was the intended receiver. Now 3rd and 15 for the Warriors. They lead it 3-0 here. We're under a minute to play in the first quarter. They'll try it again. This time it's Rhodes. He'll keep it. Gets down near the first down. It depends on the spot. He's marked out at the 22. It looks like he might just be about, boy, it's going to be close. It looks like he's just a bit short from the initial mark.
Well, they really run the same play, but this time they run the ball after they catch it. Nice job here at the end of the run, diving for that first down marker. Very, very close. It looks like it's going to be just a bit short, but great effort by Aaron Rhodes. Good execution by the Casey offense.
Rhodes now over 700 yards receiving on the season. 4th down and a very short one for Casey-Westfield. And it looks like we may talk it over here. 16 seconds to go in the first quarter. Casey takes timeout. Well, we talked to the coaches before this game. The Casey-Westfield coaches, Greg, thought that if they could stay with Immaculate Conception here early, they might make a game, be in this the whole game. Let's go downstairs to Scott Lever.
Guys, there is a chance we could see IHSA history made here today. Immaculate Conception has a female kicker, number 6, Olivia Batch. And if she gets in here and scores a point, she'll become the first female to score in a championship game. Her parents here are with me now, Valerie and Ted. Valerie, what did you think when your little girl said, Mom, I want to play football?
Well, I was happy for her, supportive but not supportive. She's a young lady and has found a great fine line between the sport and still being a young lady. So I was happy for her.
Ted, how did she refine her kicking skills?
She was out there practicing. She did everything that the coaches and the team asked her to. She was in the weightlifting room every day with the guys and just on the field every day during practice, and just an integral part of the team, which was nice.
Well, thank you, folks. Hopefully we'll see her on the field soon. Olivia, guys, by the way, has kicked 11 point after touchdowns this season. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot. We might see her. She kicked an extra point in the semifinal win at Clifton Central. 4th and 1. Snyder keeping it himself. He didn't need a full one. We'll have to see where the spot is, Greg.
Looks like they're going to give him a good spot, boy, but it wasn't by much. Great job by that defensive front from Immaculate Conception. It's going to be close. They're going to have to measure it, I think. Oh, they're going to give it to him? I think they should measure it too. That's a good call. He was just about ready. I don't know if you could see it on the screen. Just about ready to give the signal, but I think it's wise to bring the chains out.
Mitch Snyder is 3 for 4 on this drive.
Yeah, he looks real confident in the pocket. His first receiver wasn't open. He's avoiding and keeping his eyes downfield. Just a nice job, showing good arm strength. It's short.
It's short. Oh,
Wow.
The official almost gave it to him.
I know.
They call for the measurement, and instead, if you take a look at one of the assistants for Immaculate Conception, their defense stands up now and forces the ball to go back on 4th down and less than a yard.
Well, that's a big stop. IC needed something good to happen. Really, the whole first quarter has been mostly Casey-Westfield, and that'll give them some momentum here as this will be the last play of this quarter and then going into the second.
12 seconds to go in the first. Trips receivers to the near side for Immaculate Conception. Cronin under center. He gives to Hornstra, and he'll pick up about 3, maybe 4. And that will be the last play of our first quarter. Not much scoring, but a very good ball game so far. Casey-Westfield with the 3-0 lead. They kicked a field goal after a turnover, and they lead it after 1 quarter of play here at Memorial Stadium. We'll be back with the second quarter action coming your way. We are back in Champaign-Urbana. Casey-Westfield, a 3-0 lead over Immaculate Conception as we get ready to start the second quarter here at beautiful Memorial Stadium. They've redone the press box. Greg, they could sell condos in this place. It's so lovely.
As a Northwestern guy, I really don't like this place that much, but I like it a lot better now because it's nice up here in this new box.
I really want to thank Mr. Ron Gunther for making this happen because it is beautiful. 2nd and 6 for Immaculate Conception. Now they go left to right. And it's Hornstra with the rush, and he's out across the 30-yard line. Our stats brought to us by Menards. Save big money at Menards, and the numbers favoring Casey-Westfield. Although first downs are even, look at the rush yards for Immaculate Conception. Of course, they turned the ball over and turned it over on downs. Look at the passing yards for Snyder. That one turnover has resulted in the only scoring so far.
Yeah, IC's moved the ball, but they haven't obviously got into the end zone yet. But it's really been a well-played first quarter by both teams, except for the one turnover that IC had early.
3rd and 1. Give is to Rodriguez. He's still on his feet at the 40. There's a flag on the play. Biggs comes over and wrestles him out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, but there is a flag.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to bring this one back, I think. Really was a nice play, just a simple dive, outside dive to Rodriguez. Makes a nice cut outside. But I think we had a perimeter block in the back, and they're going to bring it back.
There's a pickup at 35.
Yep.
You're right on it. Really nice run by Carlos Rodriguez.
Yeah, you're going to see it right here in the corner of your screen. Right there it was, right there. I think it was Dan Musenga coming in. Unfortunately, he just a little over aggressive. Block in the back, bringing him back. Right here, you'll see it. Right there.
Yep.
Yep.
Boy, and, Immaculate Conception hurting themselves here in the early going, Greg.
Yeah, a couple mistakes.
The turnover, the penalty here.
Yep.
Brings up
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
It happened downfield, so actually the penalty doesn't put them that far back from their first down goal of 3 yards. So.
Ball at their own 30. Cronin under center. Hornstra in motion. Cronin keeps it. 35. He's got the first down out near the 40-yard line before he's brought down.
I said that earlier, Lee, that on 3rd downs, Will Cronin is the guy to watch. He makes plays. They do a lot of give to the fullback, to Rodriguez and to Hornstra early downs. On 3rd down, he pulls it a lot and likes to keep it to get that first down.
Cronin's rushed for over 500 yards this season and averages almost 4.5 yards per carry. He's a good running quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 38. The Knights were 4-4, had to win their final regular season game, and they are here now in the state championship. Cronin to throw. Antonio Taylor was the intended receiver, and the coverage there by Caleb Brandenburg for Casey-Westfield.
Great defense there. There was no one open for Cronin. They ran a flood, 3 receivers to the same side of the field, 1 short, 1 middle, 1 deep. Just blanketed by the Casey-Westfield backfield. Just a nice job by Casey there, and Will Cronin did a good job just throwing it away.
Brings up 2nd and 10, 10:42 to play here, second quarter. Concord Triopia, your 1A state champions. Who will it be in 2A? And here is Rodriguez. He's got first down yardage out across midfield. Pickup of 11.
Here you'll see the replay here. Coach Schmidt, what he's doing, he's starting to spread out the defense with a lot wide outs, and then they give the ball inside to Rodriguez. Nice hard run for 11 yards, but they're spreading the field out a little bit, making the Casey-Westfield defense spread out all over the field. You'll see trips here to one side, and this time again, just spreading it out. Nice job by Rodriguez.
Bill Schmidt calls Carlos Rodriguez a thoroughbred. Love the big high neck collar. He is a tough runner inside. And he has it again, and he's close to another first down, brought down at the 40-yard line. That might be just a tad short, but a pickup of about nearly 10 for Carlos Rodriguez.
We're talking about smash mouth football right now. Just big linemen getting out there, making big blocks. You see Robert Rivera getting downfield there, number 70. Something just very simple. Good time out here by Coach Sinclair. They've been getting powered a little bit. They're going to talk it over.
Yeah, pretty good job of maybe getting his team over there and maybe, come on, let's get back to what we were doing. And this is one thing that maybe people were anticipating from this Immaculate Conception team is just coming out pounding the ball.
Right, and they're doing it, though. It's interesting. They're doing it with schemes right now.
Here's a look at the maps, how teams got here. Elmhurst, of course, in the Chicago area. Casey-Westfield, well, down around Charleston, Mattoon. Not far from Effingham, down around in that area. And there you get a look at some of the faithful. Boy, they've got a beautiful day here, the Immaculate Conception fans, and what a conference. Southern Catholic Conference, Suburban Catholic Conference, and boy, oh boy, they just keep churning them out year after year.
Yeah, now they're starting to take turns. Who's going to be the we got St. Francis in the finals this year, and I see two new teams. We've had Marian Catholic from Woodstock. We've got obviously Driscoll and Montini. It's just they take turns.
Unusual to be down here and not have Driscoll here. 7 straight state championships, and they are not here this year. 2nd and 1. Cronin looked to throw. Now he's got the first down, and he's horse-collared right there, brought down after a gain of only 2, but it will be a first down for the Knights.
Nobody's open here. They tried a little 3-step drop. Will takes the 3-step drop, looks for the slant, wasn't open. He knows he's only got a yard to get for the first down. See that a horse collar, you might say, where's the penalty? There's no horse collar rule yet in high school football. I'm sure it's coming because that does help with the safety of the players, but obviously we don't have it yet, or that would have been a 15-yarder.
7th play of the drive, Immaculate Conception inside the 39-yard line of Casey-Westfield. Cronin gives loose ball, and Casey's on it again. Let's see what the call is. It is Casey-Westfield ball as the Knights turn it over for the 2nd time in this ball game. It's 3-0 Casey-Westfield. And we will be right back with more second quarter action. A big turnover again for Immaculate Conception, Greg. That was a first down play, and they really had a drive going, and they turn it over, and now it's Casey-Westfield ball from their own 39. Mitch Snyder, 5 of 6, 63 yards throwing. He's in the shotgun. Back to throw again. Looks left, has a man, throws it behind him, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Chris Unziger.
Yeah, they're using Unziger a little bit today, looking to him. Everyone's keying on Taylor Biggs and Rhodes, and Unziger may be part of the game plan today.
Well, and you look at the numbers for Aaron Rhodes this year. He's all-state, although he had fewer catches and fewer yards receiving than Taylor Biggs. He was all-state last year, but this Casey-Westfield team and Coach Sinclair, they've spread out the offense a little bit more this year, and that's some of what we're seeing there with Unziger. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Here's the give to Brandenburg. He's met at the line of scrimmage and won't go anywhere. Good job that time by the boys in blue up front.
Yeah, that defensive front for Immaculate Conception, very tough. And you may see Casey-Westfield little by little going away from the run. They've run the ball 3 times now, I think, this game, and really got nothing really to show for it. They have been really effective through the air, and we may see a little less running here as we go on with the game here. Big play here, 3rd down and 11.
Under 9 minutes to go now, second quarter. Low-scoring game, 3-0. Casey-Westfield with a 32-yard field goal. All the scoring so far. Snyder sacked. We've got a flag on the play as well. Alan Lowry is in there for Immaculate Conception, and there is a flag.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a face mask. We might see it here on the replay. Snyder's looking downfield. The pocket collapses quickly on him. Yep, see that face mask right there. And that's going to be a big break again. Everything seems to be falling Casey-Westfield's way right now. Wow, they only gave him a 5-yard. This looked pretty flagrant to me. Wow, that's ripping the helmet, but they got a break. It looks like a big break for IC there, and only a 5-yard versus a 15.
So it's 3rd and 11 for the Warriors. Big play for them here in the second quarter. Snyder out of the shotgun. He's got 4 receivers out. Now he's checking at the line. From his own 30. Has a man. It's complete across midfield, or is it? No, incomplete. Didn't have it long enough. Aaron Rhodes with another rare. He's had a couple of drops. Yeah, and that's unusual for Aaron Rhodes.
He came down, ran a nice little curl route. They ran Taylor Biggs on the out, and Rhodes behind him on the curl route. Good delivery by Mitch Snyder, right on the money. Unfortunately for KZ, dropped the ball. Bring up punting situation here.
Snyder and Rhodes, 2 All-Staters, unable to connect there, so it's 4th and 11. And the Warriors will have to punt. And here's Taylor Biggs again. He does everything to pack the gear. And they might have gotten a piece of that, as it's looked like it was almost shanked or blocked, and it's marked at the 42-yard line. Punt of only 20 yards.
Well, you know, as much as we've been talking about the first quarter, early part of this game being all Casey-Westfield, you got to be, if you're your coach Schmidt, you've got to feel pleased that you haven't played your best football yet, and you're right in this game, only down 3-0. Now you've got good field position.
The Knights able to move the ball on their last drive before they fumbled. They didn't give up any points, so the defense holds, and the Knights have it again at their own 42-yard line. Trips receivers to the near side, and that's just to spread it out for this guy, Carlos Rodriguez, and he has a gain of almost 7.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that earlier. Coach Schmidt is spreading out the defense now really to run the football. They have trips, normally trips formation, you might think they're going to pass the ball, but they're just spreading them out to run Rodriguez up the middle.
And I only knew that because of your expertise.
Oh, that's all right. Well, hey, we work off each other, all right?
There's a look at Rodriguez's numbers. Immaculate Conception started the season 3-1, and the loss was to Aurora Christian, who we'll see tonight in our 4A state championship game. And that was a game that got away from the Knights late, as Will Cronin calls timeout here with 7:27 to go in the second quarter. The play clock was at 2. 3-0 lead for Casey-Westfield. Back after this on the IHSA TV network.
You can't ignore it forever. It's your future. It's real life. Whatever your goals may be, it's important to get real answers from people you know and trust. At Country Insurance and Financial Services, we'll help you feel secure for everything life has coming your way. Country, real answers for real financial security. Because this is real life.
This is our country.
When it comes to buying a home, family conditions often outweigh market conditions. If you purchase one of the millions of homes that will be sold this year, the National Association of Realtors wants you to know that you're making a good move for your family and towards building long-term wealth. In fact, 60% of the average homeowner's wealth comes from their home's equity. Work with a realtor in your area. They'll help you find a home that's just right for you. To learn more, visit housingmarketfacts.com. Every market's different. Call a realtor today.
There's a look at some of the Casey-Westfield faithful, the purple and gold. Takes me back to high school days a long time ago. The old purple and gold of Academy of Our Lady Spalding Institute. 3-0. They're excited because their team's leading Immaculate Conception. The Knights with the ball now, 2nd and 4 from their own 48-yard line. Hornstra in motion. Cronin has it, gives it to Hornstra. He's got a first down and more. Steps outside. He goes down the sideline, still on his feet, although they're going to call him out at the 33-yard line. They say he stepped out back at the 33. That's a pickup of 19 for Paul Hornstra. That was a nice play.
Yeah, we talked about Paul being their big play guy. Great job by Will Cronin. Just keeping the ball at the last minute, drawing in the defense, pitching it out, and getting that extra yardage on the pitch.
Knights have been able to move the ball. They're over 100 yards rushing now, but haven't found the end zone.
That's right. They've had the mistakes, the fumbles, and some penalties that have cost them. They need to finish this drive out and get into the end zone. That's really been their staple all year, is that they've been able to be like a machine. No mistakes, move the ball, 4 or 5 yards, get a big play like they did last play, and get into the end zone.
Immaculate Conception team, average margin of victory in the playoffs, 45-13. They have been on a roll. They're on a roll on this drive, 1st and 10. Give is right up the gut to Robert Peachy. And he's out down to about the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Peachy played a lot earlier in the season at the running back position, and with the emergence of Rodriguez and obviously Hornstra, he hasn't played as much, but he can run the ball as well.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7. Here you get a good look at Will Cronin, the junior quarterback. Kind of thrown into the mix last year when the IC quarterback was injured, and he learned a lot as a sophomore. Here's the handoff up the gut. And it's Hornstra again with the carry. And he picks up about 3, maybe 4.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on the quarterback in this offense, because he makes the decision each play whether he's going to give that ball to the running back or keep it himself or pitch the ball. So a lot of pressure on Will Cronin as a junior. He's done a great job all year handling that pressure.
3rd and 3 for the Knights. They're 3 of 4 on 3rd down. Ball at the 26-yard line. Big play for the KZ defense here. Cronin still has it. He's got a first down and more, down inside the 20, down to the 6-yard line. A pickup of 20 yards for Will Cronin.
Well,
what a run.
Yeah, we talked about it, that on 3rd down, Will Cronin is the guy to watch, and here he did. He faked it in the middle, keeps the ball. Watch this tackle. This leg, he sticks out the leg. That's Brewer. Seth Brewer saved the touchdown while kicking that leg out. Great job by Cronin.
In hockey, you get a 2-minute penalty
That's
for
right.
that.
That's right. But Brewer, with that extra effort, kept them from getting in the end zone.
5:35 to play, 2nd quarter. Immaculate Conception knocking on the door. Down 3-0, 1st and goal from the 6. Peachy has it, still on his feet. Touchdown, Immaculate Conception. Peachy, the 6-yard touchdown run, and Immaculate Conception takes the lead.
Again, nothing fancy. Peachy just straight ahead. Great blocking up front. They've been just powering the ball most of the game. Robert Rivera up front, Nicholas or Dan Delaney up front, Marco Medina. Just good blocking up front by that front 5 of Immaculate Conception.
All-Stater Matt Purdom up there too. Jose Godinez with the extra point try. He's a straight-on kicker as well. And Godinez' extra point is good. His 16th PAT of the season gives Immaculate Conception a 7-3 lead. Robert Peachy comes in and with a couple of runs.
Yeah, you hear just see him slide out to the outside. Good blocking up front. Hold on to that football. He almost lost that football again, but great job by that offensive line. Peachy finding the hole, busting his way through for 6 yards and 7 points. Or excuse me, 6 points plus an extra point.
And we'll see that a lot. I remember with Driscoll Catholic a couple of years ago, you'll see guys that maybe you don't see as much during the regular season, and coaches, because people are going to key on the guys that they know are going to have big games or have had big games. There you see 6-play drive, 58 yards, only 2:47 on the clock, all those 58 yards on the ground. And You know, we mentioned Immaculate Conception well over 100 yards, but you'll see that in baseball too. Guys that you know, they're keying on the main guys, and other guys have to step up, and we saw that there on that drive.
That's right, and also too, a lot of times in a game like this, there's a lot of emotion, and Rodriguez has been carrying the ball. He's got 8 carries. Give him a little bit of break. You got another guy that can come in, spell him a little bit. They are going both ways, most of the players, and so give him a little opportunity to get some rest, and it paid off for IC.
Rodriguez will handle the kickoff duties for Immaculate Conception. And it's caught by Unsinger at his own 6-yard line. He's out to the 25, brought down by Eric Hansen at about the 30 after a pickup of a 23 on the return.
Well, this will be a key possession for Casey. They don't need to necessarily score, but they need to move the football. They've been moving the football pretty well early in this game, but now the little momentum on the side of IC. I think you'll see a little more of Mitch Snyder again on this drive.
Only 10 yards rushing for Casey, and they need more balance than that. Twin receivers left, backs in the eye. Snyder under center. Throws it out to Biggs at the 25, now to the 30. And a pickup of maybe 3 for Taylor Biggs. Taylor Biggs averaging 106 yards rushing his last 3 games. He only averaged 33 yards a game on the ground during the regular season. So that's a bit of that versatility that Coach Sinclair has talked about, and trying to switch things up and keep the defense guessing. Second and 6 now for Casey. Snyder's put up some pretty impressive numbers in his career. Looks deep, had a man. It was Biggs again. He leaped for it just off his fingertips and incomplete.
Great job on defense here by IC. You'll see Nicholas Perrone come over here, and Biggs knows he's going to go up and get hit, and you'll see it, bam, right in there. Perrone comes and lowers the boom. Nice throw, it's a tough catch. He's made catches like this before, but he knows what's coming. It's the shoulder. That actually wasn't Biggs. That was Musenga coming in with a big delivering the ball. Biggs trying to make the catch, but Musenga coming in, lowering the boom.
3rd and 6. There's a lot of blue shirts there, too. 3rd and 6, 7-3 Immaculate Conception has come back in spite of 2 fumbles to take a 7-3 lead here in the waning moments of the second quarter. Snyder picked off. It's Eric Hansen with the interception, and he's going to take it to the house. Eric Hansen with the interception, 38 yards. And it's very quickly 13-3 Immaculate Conception.
I don't think Snyder ever saw him. Hansen in his linebacker spot. Big play. We talked about him being the key player on defense, and he makes a huge one right here. You'll see him in his linebacker spot in the left part of your screen, comes over. Snyder trying to go to the slant, and Eric Hansen takes it to the house.
38 yards on the interception return for Eric Hansen. And here's Olivia Vatt. She's made 11 extra points this season. She will become, if she's successful, the first girl to score a point in a state championship football game.
That'd be fantastic. I'd love to see it. And she's sure earned it. I'm sure she hasn't got on this field without putting the hard work in.
Here's a look at the playoff history. Rich traditions for both schools, really. Both teams with a title. Immaculate Conception won their title back in under Bob Cozy, who unfortunately passed away this past year. And Bill Schmidt, the head coach, was an assistant under Coach Cozy back in 2003. And Coach Sinclair for Casey-Westfield was the head coach in '85 when they won the state. He took about an 8-year hiatus in the 90s, and he's back again. And the folks in Casey want to sign him to an extension because they say they're 6-year-old kids that want to have success and make it down to state.
That's
so
right.
Here comes Olivia Vatt.
Actually, they pulled her out.
Oh, they took her out.
Yeah, they took her out, Lee. I don't know. It looks like they may go for 2 here. Big play here. Always 2-point conversions are huge. Oh, no, they took Olivia out. They're just going to bring in their other kicker. And who is that? That's
Jose Godinez.
That's Jose, okay.
We might see Olivia before the day is out, though. Godinez's kick is true, and it's 14-3. So a couple of early turnovers mean 3 points for Casey. Now a turnover means a touchdown, and that is a trade that the Knights are willing to make.
Yeah, it was just a great defensive play here. You see Snyder trying to go to Biggs on the slant. Really didn't see Hansen sliding over from his inside linebacker position. That often happens with that slant route. You can't find that inside linebacker. Hansen does a great job catching the ball and taking it home.
Keith Sinclair talking to us earlier this week about the Immaculate Conception defense and what his team is going to face here today. Said they have the talent to play their base defense. Stunt out of that, they don't have to bring a lot of people because of their talent. Yeah. And here you get a look, not much of a drive really. That interception goes for, now they say 37 yards for Eric Hansen, the 6', 200-pound senior. His defense gives Immaculate Conception a 14-3 lead with 4:18 to go here in the second quarter of our 2A state championship game. Lee Hall, Greg Bradshaw from Memorial Stadium. Hope you're enjoying today's ball game. Rodriguez kicks it off. It's fielded by Biggs at the 16. Brings it out across the 30, still on his feet at the 35. And Peachy is in there on the tackle, as he's brought down at about the 37-yard line. 21-yard return for Biggs. You look at his overall numbers, and they're outstanding. Receiving, rushing, special teams. I mean, he's put up some huge numbers.
That's right. And they've been trying to get him the ball, but he's really touched the ball only 2 times, Lee, today. He's got 1 rush. Really, it was a lateral, so they call it a rush for 4 yards, and then he's got 1 reception for 7. So they still haven't really gotten the ball into Taylor's hands, and I'm sure they're going to try to continue to do that because he is their big play guy.
Full house backfield there, and Biggs has it, but he doesn't go anywhere. Met at the line of scrimmage by several Knight defenders. Carlos Rodriguez in on the tackle for the Knights after no gain.
Yeah, IC has definitely shut down the run game of Casey-Westfield. They've had 8 carries for 9 yards in the first half, and they're still trying to establish it, but right now that defensive front is really controlling the line of scrimmage.
Look at number 20 out here all by himself. It's Shawver. He snuck out. He was down. Did you see where he was? He was standing on the hash marks on the near sideline. Immaculate Conception lost track of him. A little bit of a trick play there. Shawver, a defensive back, doesn't get a lot of playing time on offense, but there he is, a gain of 40 yards on the pass to Shawver.
Yeah, I think many of you maybe saw this play yesterday in your turkey bowls at home where you sneak the guy off the sideline, throw the sleeper right down the field. So you guys, it's not just you guys doing it on Thanksgiving morning. They're doing it here in the state championship. Look at this. They knew it was coming. All the guys on the sidelines, you could see them jumping.
And the offensive line jumps for Casey. That's Nate Sandiford getting a head start there, and that'll bring it back a few for Casey-Westfield. Yeah, go down to the car and take a left. That was always, I know. Yeah, we had to play in the street in our neighborhood.
Yeah,
so.
They're drawing it on the carpet. Usually draw it in dirt. They're drawing it on the carpet. You got to love that, though. That's fun football. Coach Sinclair, pulling out something fun like that, that's great. That'll be a memory.
And I said he snuck out on the field. Obviously, he was in the huddle.
He has to come out of the huddle. So
right.
he has
Obviously,
to break the huddle.
But it was deceptive, I should say. Tell me
I'm
about
upset
this
we didn't see it.
Tell me about this formation.
That's just a power eye. You got two running backs that lead the play, and unfortunately, it's not leading too well because they're going backwards on that play.
No gain for Biggs will bring up second, and actually he lost a yard, so it's 2nd and 16.
You can see how they're trying to get the ball to Taylor Biggs. Now they've lined him up in the backfield and given it to him on the run, but again, that defensive front and linebacking crew from IC is doing a great job with pursuit and getting to the football.
2nd and 16. Now I'm at the line of scrimmage. It's Biggs again, and just nowhere to go. Trying to establish the run and unable to do it.
Yeah, not right now. Again, that defensive front from Immaculate Conception, they're just real physical up front there. They've got DeMarco Medina, 5'10", 255. Giancarlo Legal at 250 pounds. Robert Peachy's up front as a linebacking core. They've got a real physical front. About 250 pounds they average across that front, and they're doing a good job.
Casey looking for their first third down conversion of the afternoon with 2:16 to go in the second quarter, trailing 14-3. Snyder back to throw, looking deep, nobody there. Unsinger was the intended receiver, but it was well over his head, and that'll bring up fourth down and 16 for Casey-Westfield from the 29-yard line.
Casey's just looking, they run 4 up, looking to get all the receivers straight down the field, and then Mitch gets to choose where he wants to throw it. Really nobody was open, did a good job just getting rid of the football. Come back now and have a challenge here on fourth down and 16.
.207 to go, second quarter. Big play for the men in purple. Mitch Snyder looks over the defense. He's in the shotgun. 4th and 16. Tries to get it to Biggs. It's off his fingertips, and I believe that's the second fourth down stop. It is for Immaculate Conception.
Yeah, even if Biggs would have caught that ball, Rodriguez was sitting right on it. You'll see it here on the replay. They send Biggs across the formation just to dump it out there. You'll see Rodriguez come right into your picture. He's ready, right on top of it. Would have probably gone over on downs anyway. But now the pressure's back on the Casey-Westfield defense to stop this running game of Immaculate Conception.
Snyder now 6 of 13 with an interception for Casey. 2:02 to go here, second quarter. Immaculate Conception with the ball in the lead, starting from their own 30. And the give up the middle is to Connor, was it Connor Hendricks? Check that, no, it was Hornstra.
Similar play they've been running all game, just run that dive up there. Get behind that big offensive line.
Cronin will throw. Has a man, it's Antonio Taylor. Out across the 50, still on his feet. To the 30 and dragged out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. 44-yard pickup. Antonio Taylor, who's being highly recruited.
Well, you can see
just his 9th reception of the year.
You can see why. He's big and physical. Nice throw, right on the money by Will Cronin, and then breaks a tackle here. Antonio gets to the sideline, shows some of his speed. Hofstra does a good job getting him out of bounds, but great job there. But that was Brandenburg actually that knocked him out of bounds.
1st and 10 from the 25, and a flag on the play and a whistle. We'll have a stoppage here with 1:29 to go in the second quarter. One of the keys for Bill Schmidt coming into this game, the Immaculate Conception coach, run the ball with success, no turnovers. Well, they had the turnovers early, and now they're running the ball with success and hanging on to it, and we're seeing what's happening.
Yeah, they have moved the ball well, over 150 yards of rushing in this game, and not a lot of big plays. Most of those are 5-6 yard runs, and that's kind of what they wanted to do, ball control offense.
1st and 15 for the Knights. Back now at the 30-yard line. Hornstra will get a lot of that back down inside the 20 after a pickup of 10 for Paul Hornstra.
Here's a look at it again. We could be running multiple replays. It's the same play they've been running, straight ahead. Nice cut to the outside, getting that extra yardage with a quick move. Just a good job by Hornstra there.
2nd and 5, he has it again, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. 1st down and goal now for the Knights after a pickup of 12.
Was that the replay we just showed, or was that another play? It's exactly the same play.
Yeah.
And they don't have an answer for it right now. They're going to have to regroup here at halftime and figure out how they can stop that straight-ahead dive.
Bill Schmidt says Hornstra is our go-to guy, and he has been on this drive. 1st and goal now. Rodriguez gets the call this time, and he's in for the 9-yard touchdown. Carlos Rodriguez. His 19th touchdown run of the year.
They decide here to go the other way and give Rodriguez a try. Does the same thing, takes the dive, slips outside, puts his shoulder down, and gets into the end zone. Again, great job up front. What's happening now, right, is that offensive line of Immaculate Conception is dominating, using their physical ability and their weight advantage.
Godinez, the extra point is good, and it's 21-3 now. A couple of touchdown runs, Peachy and now Rodriguez to go along with that interception by Eric Hansen, and Immaculate Conception has come back after a few hiccups in the first quarter to take a 21-3 lead in the final minute of the second quarter.
Yeah, it's a little bit of steamroller effect right now. Got some momentum, and Casey's got 47 seconds. They can get a good return. They've got some athletes. They'd love to get some more points right before half, but they need to regroup, particularly on defense here at halftime, figure out how they can stop that running game.
Well, you look at the drive charts here, Greg. For IC, fumble, turned it over on downs, fumble, and now 3 straight for touchdown.
Yeah, they've.
Well, one of those was the interception,
right.
But 2 drives for touchdown.
Yeah, they've really hurt themselves. I mean, Casey did a decent job on defense, but really they hurt themselves early with some mistakes, penalties, and 2 fumbles. And now you're seeing mistake-free football and with results being 6 points.
5 plays, 70-yard drive. Only took 1:15 for the Knights to score on that one. And they will take at least an 18-point lead into the half.
Well, part of the challenge for the Warriors right now is that they're not running the football, and they don't have a lot of time of possession. I don't know, let's see what the time of possession is, but it's been a lot of passing plays from Casey, and that defense has been on the field for a long time.
Kind of a pooch kick picked up there at the 30-yard line. Josh Tays brings it out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line, and that's, check that, it's at almost the 40-yard line with 42 seconds to go.
They got 1 timeout remaining. What you don't want here is a mistake, but if you can move the ball down the field and get some points, that'll really give you a little lift going in the locker room, but you really can't have a turnover here.
Immaculate Conception has the time of possession lead, 13:09 to 10:04. As Snyder goes to work from the shotgun. Looks for Biggs, has him out at the 45-yard line. Pickup of 5 on the pitch and catch.
Antonio Taylor came off the corner there, and they just ran the quick out right where he was, replaced him, and got a 5-yard gain.
Give the nice defense credit for taking Biggs kind of out of his game so far.
They have in the first half, yeah. It's been tough to get. He hasn't caught the ball. He's only had 1 reception. And when he ran the ball, he really got negative yards in the 4 carries.
2nd and 5 for the Warriors. Snyder will roll left. And that's complete to Brewer as he gets out across the 50-yard line. Check that, that's Michael Davidson. Cousin of
just a rollout here to the
Nate
left.
Davidson.
Just drops it off for Davidson, and gets up the field, gets a 1st down.
26 seconds to go here in the second quarter. It's 21-3. Immaculate Conception with the lead. They put the clock back at 26 seconds now. Casey-Westfield trying to make something happen here in the closing seconds after giving up 21 straight points.
Well, did a good job. They got 1 timeout left. They'd stop the clock there on 1st down. Now they can huddle up, and they can still throw the ball down the middle of the field and use their timeout.
Second and 10. 49 yards to go. And it's Davidson again. I said Michael Davidson's cousin was Nate. It's Evan Davidson, junior defensive back. Michael, the senior tight end, with another catch. And a pickup of just 3.
Yeah, they're going to have to go down the field here a little bit, at least get an opportunity for a field goal.
Third and 7. 22 seconds left, second quarter. Snyder flushed out of the pocket. He's got some room and some time. Did he go across the line of scrimmage? No. And it's picked off. I think Maizenga got it. Dan Maizenga with the interception. And Immaculate Conception will have the ball and run out the final 11 seconds of the half, we assume.
Yep. From
deep in their own territory, leading 21-3.
Well, Schneider just threw that ball down the field. They've had a trips formation out there, kind of a Hail Mary pass into the corner, and Mazinga came over, made the interception. Here's a look at it again. He just rolls out, throws the ball. He probably was over the line. I don't know. It was very close. Close.
No.
Mazinga makes the interception, and they probably will run out the clock here and go in the locker room up 21-3.
He stopped just shy of the down marker. And Immaculate Conception will take a 21-3 lead into the locker room here at halftime in the 2A state championship game. The Knights fumbled the ball early. Casey turned that into a field goal, but since then, the Knights, the men in blue, have looked pretty solid.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. They've regrouped. They were a little, I don't know if it was nerves, where they put the ball down on the ground, had a couple penalties, but they got that machine going, that 5-6 yards, then it turned into 10, 11, 12 yards just on that straight dive. When you need a big play, Cronin pulls it, pitches it out. They get 30 or 40 yards with some of those good backs, Rodriguez and Hornstra.
All right, our score is 21-3, Immaculate Conception at the half. Scott Leber is downstairs with Bill Schmidt.
That's right, Coach. Looking good so far. A couple fumbles early, got you a slow start out of the gate, but the guys seem to have their rhythm now.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a slow start. We've done a couple things that we haven't all playoff run, and that is turn the ball over. So we faced adversity before in this season. We dealt with it again. It took about a quarter and a half for us to get into a flow, and I think now we're hitting on all cylinders. We're hoping to come out, get a couple things tweaked on the offensive line, and defensively to get some more pressure on. We should be all right.
Casey, shown you any surprises or different looks today?
No surprises, and the thing is that last pass, great play by our cornerback to be able to stop the touchdown. We knew that they had that. We practiced it, and we fell asleep in the defensive backfield. Otherwise, no, we've seen everything on film that they're showing today.
You ran Olivia out there briefly, then pulled her back. Might we see her at some point today?
It's possible.
All right,
it's
Coach,
possible.
Thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half. Lee, back to you.
All right, Scott, thanks to Bill Schmidt for joining us. 21-3 Immaculate Conception, the lead over Casey-Westfield. We're at halftime of our 2A state championship game. We'll be back after a local break followed by a network break. Stay tuned.
Halftime of the 2A state championship ball game here in 2008. And Immaculate Conception starting to open it up a little bit, 21-3 over Casey-Westfield. We welcome you back to our studios here at Memorial Stadium. I'm Dave Bernhardt, joined by the head coach at Sherrard High School, that's Jason Kirby, and the head coach at Unity High School, Scott Hamilton. And fellas, we saw the near sideline just as we came out of the break there. That's the Casey-Westfield sideline. I've got to believe their fans wished that last 5.5 minutes of that second quarter had gone by in a blink because it lasted way too long for them.
Yeah, I think so. You know, they had a couple opportunities early off some turnovers, a couple fumbles that they recovered early on, and could only punch in 3 points. And, you know, I think they wish they could restart those few, try to get a few more points, and then fast forward through the end of that half.
You know, what we talked about before the game, though, was the fact that they had to get a couple stops, and that would create enough confidence for them to get through the game. They have got those stops. They started the game off with a nice stop, went down and got a field goal, got the ball back off of a turnover, and got a stop then as well. Didn't put as many points on the board as what they wanted, but I think that maybe they do have some confidence that they can stop them. Later in the half, things got to be, as you said, worn down, and they started chunking some yardage on them, but we're going to need to see them revert back to what they were early.
Well, Scott made a really interesting comment late in that second quarter to me. We were standing and watching, and I'm not sure if it was the touchdown run that we'll see a little bit later or it was just another play. But you made the comment, Scott, look at Casey. They're very slow in getting off the pile.
Yeah, I think that you know, they're doing everything they can. They're subbing guys in on the defensive line. They're trying to keep bodies fresh, and I think the big O line, you know, that averages 6'1", 261 for Immaculate Conception is starting to wear on them a little bit, and you know, they're going to have to find an answer and get their defense off the field some.
IMAC does a nice job of just staying with their game plan. I mean, they are here we are, split back veer, we're coming at you. End of story. There's not a lot of guesswork to what's going on.
And they didn't seem too bothered by the early turnovers, and they have a 21-3 halftime lead. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll take a look at those halftime stats and highlights. We'll be back right after these words from your local sponsors. From Memorial Stadium in Champaign-Urbana on the campus of the University of Illinois, halftime here in our 2A state championship ball game. And it finds Immaculate Conception on top of Casey-Westfield, 21-3. Dave Bernhardt back with you, joined by Jason Kirby and Scott Hamilton. Let's take a look at those first half stats brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And as one would suspect, the numbers tilted into Immaculate Conception's balance. However, these numbers weren't this skewed early on.
Yeah, I agree. Early there were a number of stops. In the second quarter, the rush yards for Immaculate Conception really started to pile up. As you can see at 185, a number of those were in the second quarter when they really, as you were talking about, wore on Casey-Westfield.
Yeah, and I think that Casey's been pretty balanced and going to have to find a way to run the ball.
Well, yeah, in terms of yardage, got to get double digits in running before you can make things happen. Mitch Snyder got off to a good start, struggled a little bit as time went on, as that offensive line started to wear down a little bit. Highlights in this first half, pretty much IC's way. Your halftime highlights brought to you by Honda, and happy Honda Days from your local Honda dealers. Let's take a look at some of those highlights from that first half. Taking a look here early, the first points of this game came off the right foot of Clinton Scott, a 32-yard field goal from the sophomore. And with that, Casey-Westfield had taken an early 3-0 lead, and they were able to make that lead stand for a while, able to force a couple of turnovers and make things happen. But on the other side, it was time for Immaculate Conception to make things happen. The pitch to the left side, and now turning it upfield all the way down, deep down that left sideline. Finally, a bump out of bounds, but not before a big gain from Paul Hornstra, who ended up with over 70 yards in the first half, and that would lead to this touchdown for Immaculate Conception. Banging, driving, falling, and finally scoring is Robert Peachy. 6-yard touchdown run made it 7-3 midway through the second quarter. And then this was the big play of the half. Eric Hansen picks off a Mitch Snyder pass. 38 yards later, the score has become 14-3. That came just a little more than a minute after that first touchdown. Not done yet. Carlos Rodriguez, the 9-yard touchdown run, all extra points are good. And with 47 seconds left in the half, it was 21-3. And that's the score we sit at right now. Mitch Snyder wanted to go deep, tried to get that score late, but interception number 2 thwarted the drive of Casey-Westfield, and that's where we come here at our halftime score at 21-3. And we go back, and I would like to talk about the two running backs for Immaculate Conception. We talked about in our pregame about how they both rushed for over 1,400 yards, and the game plan, as you said, Jason, has stayed the same. They are right at about that 70-yard mark.
One's at 76, the other's at 70. You know, you don't know which one's going to go. It looks as though they're checking at the line of scrimmage with an audible on which side has more players defensively, and they're checking to the opposite. And it looks that way with the numbers they have rushing through the course of the first half.
You know, Scott, when we talked in our pregame as well about Casey had to get off to a good start, and they did get off to a good start. For about 15 minutes, it was a good start. Can they regenerate that feeling here in the second half?
Yeah, I think the thing that they're going to have to do is get over that interception. You know, they tried to hit an audible route to Biggs on a blitz, and the linebacker stepped inside and ran it back for a touchdown. And you know, I think that kind of dampened them a little bit, and got IMAC going a little bit and got the momentum turned. And Casey's going to have to find a way to come out early and get some of that momentum back.
You mentioned Biggs. Taylor Biggs has been held pretty much in check. He's not been the multi-purpose threat that we know that Keith Sinclair wanted.
Well, I think some of that has to do with what IMAC's done defensively. I think they've done a nice job switching up their coverages. They went to some cover 3, some man under free, and done a number of different things. It's kind of kept Casey off guard, even with the different formations that they've went in. Doing some different things defensively, it's really cost them. And they're so good defensively. They're running a defense that most people would blitz out of all the time, and they're so good defensively, they're not needing to do that as of yet. We'll see in the second half.
Casey's been very aggressive, though, and I think they've just got to come out and play a sound game, hopefully get a turnover. But, they were very impressive, for the first 12, 14, 15 minutes of this ball game.
Last 21 points, though, of this half have been scored by Immaculate Conception. We've got more coming up from Memorial Stadium. We'll step aside for these words from your local sponsors. Back pocket, and they're looking for another one here. Right now, it's Immaculate Conception, the 18-point lead, and Casey-Westfield. Scott, what do they need to do?
Well, I think they're going to get the ball here to open up the second half, and I would look for Snyder to hit Biggs for a big play and get him right back in the ball game.
Immaculate Conception?
I think they're going to stay with the same game plan. Split back veer, here we come. Continue to do the same things they've done defensively by changing up coverages.
24 minutes to a state champion. That's your 2A story. We'll be back right after these words from your network sponsors.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Illinois. Lee Hall, Greg Bradshaw, 21-3, our halftime score. Immaculate Conception with the lead, and the Knights just now coming out onto the field. Greg Bradshaw, and one thing Keith Sinclair told us earlier this week was nobody's been able to run against Immaculate Conception this year. We have to stay balanced. The numbers show that they haven't stayed balanced, and they're down 21-3.
Yeah, they haven't, and early on, there had some good success through the air. Mitch Snyder looked very comfortable in the pocket, but as the second quarter wore on, they got a little more pressure on him, and great job by the defensive backfield in the second quarter from IC. And I got a feeling they're going to have to abandon really that goal of running the football. Down 21-3 with no success at all in the first half running the ball. They're going to have to put that ball up in the air. You're going to have to make some really good decisions, and unfortunately, the receivers have dropped a couple on them, and they really can't afford right now to have those drops in the second half.
Let's revisit your keys to the game. Our Country Insurance and Financial Services keys to the game for Casey. Forced third and long. They forced some third down plays, but Immaculate Conception's been very good on third down, 4 of 5.
Yeah, they have, but they've been mostly short because they're getting such positive yards on first and second down. They haven't gotten that long yardage situation. Second thing we wanted to see from Casey was special plays. They made a couple early that got them some turnovers, but they haven't had anything from the offensive side of the ball. Their defense has come up with a couple plays with the turnovers, but offensively, nothing very big. On the other side, we've seen it. IC's controlling the football, and they're doing a great job stopping Biggs. They know where he's at all times, and certainly they are being physical. You could see in the second quarter that offensive front, defensive front wearing down that Casey-Westfield line.
And one of the big guys up front for Immaculate Conception is 6'6", 250-pound left tackle, a senior, Matt Purdom. He's being looked at by several schools, Delaware, Grand Valley State, Ball State, Miami of Ohio. We walked out on the sideline last week at Clifton Central, and this guy just jumps out at you size-wise. He's huge.
He's mammoth, and not only is he big, but he's physical, and he plays low. He's done a great job here in the first half. Really, that entire offensive front has done very, very well, and led by Matt, and they're going to have to come up with an answer. Coach Sinclair's going to have to figure out a way. I mean, they early in the game, they put 9 people in the box. Great coaching move by Coach Schmidt. He spread them out with some trips formations, and then they started running the football. They're going to have to find a way to stop that running game.
Winter starting to take hold here in Champaign-Urbana from lovely Memorial Stadium. Great documentary on TV here last night talking about Memorial Stadium and the renovations that have gone on here. Very impressive, but this stadium was built back in the 20s, Greg. It is a memorial stadium. There are memorials on the walls
outside,
here for Illini graduates, alums who have fought for our nation. And it's a beautiful place. It's a grand building. They've done a nice job of refurbishing it here and keeping it as a hallmark and a centerpiece of the University of Illinois. Coverage of today's game is sponsored by Walgreens and Zero Cal Water. Walgreens is a proud sponsor of today's broadcast, and we appreciate them helping make it happen. Hope you're enjoying today's ball game. Our crew doing a fantastic job. We've got camera people all over the place, people working hard in the truck to bring you IHSA state championship football. There's one of the faithful. Bundled up a little bit. The press box is a little warmer than it used to be, so we don't have to bundle up quite as much.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with that 45-degree weather we're having out here.
It is a beautiful afternoon for football. We've got more football coming your way on the IHSA TV network. DuQuoin and Illini West will battle for the 3A state championship following this ball game, scheduled for a 4 o'clock start. And then tonight at 7 o'clock, a couple of really good quarterbacks. We're looking forward to this game. Greg Bradshaw, Aurora Christian, coached by former NFL wide receiver Don Beebe, taking on Bloomington Central Catholic, a team that played here a year ago and finished second.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game this evening. 2 undefeated teams, the only undefeated matchup we've got down here. Looking forward to this evening. But right now, we've got a good game going on here. And the Casey-Westfield fans are getting fired up. They get the football. They need a score.
Rodriguez to kick it off. It's Biggs with it at about his own 14-yard line. Tries to retreat and get out around the knot of people, and he's unable to. Return of 12 for Taylor Biggs, the senior. 6 foot, 175-pound senior. Been such a centerpiece of this defense, or offense rather, for Casey-Westfield. Unable to get much going in the first half. Biggs with 4 rushes for just 3 yards, 2 catches for 12 yards. Immaculate Conception in the navy blue and white. Casey-Westfield in the white with the purple and gold trim. 1st and 10 from the 26. Snyder looks to the right side to throw, and there might have been a little early contact, but no flag. And the intended receiver was Taylor Biggs.
Good defense by Rodriguez right there. Just a quick 5-step hitch from Biggs, trying to get their star player of the football. Good defense. You know, Coach Sinclair has run a lot of double slot. I think one of the things they could do is overload, maybe more trips, and get some more opportunities to throw the ball. Right now, it's always been double slot. That's how we're here. You see it here a little bit. See if we get trips here. Nope, double slot again. I think they're all balanced. It'd be nice maybe to overload one of the sides here.
And Mitch Snyder forced to call timeout. Didn't like what he saw there. 21-3 our score in the 3rd quarter, back after this local timeout. Here's a look at Walgreens' Picture Perfect Moment. Walgreens is a proud sponsor of the IHSA Do What's Right Good Sportsmanship campaign. That's not it, is it?
That is a good look right there.
Wow, yeah. I like the purple and gold, though. That goes back to the high school days. 11:50 to play here. 3rd quarter, Snyder on 2nd and 10. And he's dropped in the backfield. That's Marco Medina, the funky cold Medina with the sack.
Nice job there. Looked like there might be a gap where Snyder could step up and deliver the football, and it was closed quickly by Medina. Big sack, bringing up 3rd and long. Really tough spot here for the Warriors coming out of the locker room.
Loss of 5. 3rd and 15 for Casey. Unfinished business has been the Warriors' rallying cry this year. They've been to the Final Four the 2 years prior to this season and lost in the semifinals. They've made it to the carpet, but they trail 21-3 here in the 3rd. On 3rd and 14. Now a little bit different wrinkle. The pass is complete. Nate Evans, somebody we haven't called yet today. And a pickup of about 10. Bring up 4th down.
Here's Snyder just dropping back. Just a little dump-off pass. It was a blitz outside, and they replaced him. And just a nice job getting some positive yardage. Give a little more room for their punting game now and play some field position.
Taylor Biggs will punt. on his way. Hornstra is there at the 45-yard line, gets out to midfield where he's brought down. Call it a pickup, 28-yard punt, pickup of 5 for Hornstra on the return. And right at midfield for Immaculate Conception as they take over, 236 total yards. You see there, great job by our graphics crew giving you the numbers behind the score, telling you what's going on in this ball game. And it's pretty simple, really. Immaculate Conception on the ground. They've taken charge of this game here in the third quarter. Will Cronin under center. He'll throw it this time. Antonio Taylor brought down as soon as he caught it. Evan Davidson with the tackle.
Nice play
behind
by
the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was fantastic reactions. Just try a quick screen out here. Here comes right into your living room right here. A great job coming up, making the play. Evan Davidson, great job. Just quick reactions. Coming up, making a nice stick, holding on, waiting for his help for that 2-yard loss.
Well read by Evan Davidson, 6 foot, 160-pound junior, brings up 2nd and 13 for the Knights. Cronin fakes the handoff. Then he's caught at midfield by Caleb Brandenburg with the tackle. Caleb Brandenburg, the 5'11 senior.
Brandenburg does a nice job stepping up. Will Cronin keeps the ball. They've been running this play right in here all game. He keeps it, he reads it, and here comes Brandenburg coming from his outside linebacker position. Comes up, makes a sure tackle for little to no gain. You can see Cronin how he reads that. Comes in, Brandenburg comes from the outside. Excellent work bringing up 3rd and long for the Knights.
3rd and 11 from midfield. This is where they started. The KZ defense trying to step up here. Cronin back to throw. Has a man wide open. It's Myzenga. Incomplete. He had it and couldn't hang on. And it'll be 4th down for the Knights. Boy, he was wide open.
My goodness. Evan Davidson, who had come up earlier to make that play across the line of scrimmage, got sucked up and thought the play was coming up, and it goes right behind him. There is no one behind him there. If he catches that ball, it is 6 points. Wow, what a break for Casey-Westfield. Wow, you want those back, Lee, when you get those and no one's there. Whew. Will Cronin's a little upset, I'm sure, with himself after that one.
Myzenga is back to punt. There's Biggs back to receive. Myzenga gets it away. He gets hit after he gets it off. No flag. The ball bounces inside the 10. It takes an Immaculate Conception bounce. It's going to roll all the way inside the 1-yard line. How about that?
Wow.
49-yard punt by Myzenga. Wow.
The old end over end bouncer down there, and great job by IC being down there to cover the punt.
Joseph Burke, the regular punter. Myzenga was in there for the punt that time.
Yeah. This is just great results. Here's the kick. Kicks it kind of to the left. Good rush there.
He got bumped.
Yeah, he got bumped a little bit, but the results are excellent, and you can't get much closer to your own goal line than where the Warriors will start.
Well, this is what Immaculate Conception wants to do. They want to force teams to drive the ball because Bill Schmidt says it's tough for high school teams to, put together drives of 10 or 12 plays, and they've got the length of the field to go here. The handoff's to Brandenburg, and he gets out across the 1-yard line.
Yeah, this kind of plays into the hands of the Immaculate Conception defense. They want them to run the ball. They've been really strong against the run, and it's really a tough situation here for this offense.
Check that. That was Nate Evans, not Brandenburg. 2nd and 9.
I think you got to take a chance here, Lee. I think you got to do a play action, try to get a big play, because I don't think you're going to be able to run the ball real effectively here. I wouldn't be surprised they do a little play action pass here, try to get a bigger play.
That would be a daring move at your own 1-yard line. Snyder is back to throw. Running right, had to throw it away.
It's going to be a safety. Should be. There it is. It's a safety.
There is a
nobody
flag.
Out there. Unfortunately for Snyder, that's going to be intentional grounding in your own end zone. That's a safety. 2 points. That was difficult there for Schneider.
In the pros, if you're outside the tackles and you throw it away, even if there's not anybody there, you can do that.
Yeah, but not in high school.
Grounding in the end zone results in a safety.
Really a tough play here for Schneider. He's only have really one receiver. See the tight end on the left side goes out. He's got one chance and he's covered. So Schneider doesn't have anything left. He just doesn't want to take the tackle in the end zone, throws it out of bounds, but there's nobody over there. Automatic 2 points.
So the roll for Casey-Westfield continues to go downhill. They, since taking that 3-0 lead, things haven't gone much their way, and continues so here midway through the third quarter.
Well, part of their challenge was they had everything going their way in the first quarter. They only got 3 points. They moved the ball. They had 2 turnovers. IC had 2 turnovers. They didn't get anything more than 3 points, and now it's coming back, and the steamrolling offense of IC's gotten going, and they haven't been able to recover.
Well, and kudos to the defense, too. They have really
they've played well on defense.
Stepped them down quite a bit. Clinton Scott will kick it away from his own 20. Hornstra will field it at his own 28-yard line. He's got room to run across the 50, and he's brought down there by Zach Rich. 25-yard return for Hornstra. $2,500 all-purpose yards for Paul Hornstra. 1,400 rushing, 400 receiving, 700 on returns coming into this game.
Yeah, he's, we said early, he's their go-to guy. He's made big plays for him today. He's made big plays for him all year. And he's going to get the ball now. They're just going to start pounding the ball to Rodriguez and Hornstra, take up time off this clock.
Trips receivers left, Cronin under center. He'll roll left and throw. Looks for Hornstra, and it's incomplete. And who is that on the coverage? Evan Davidson on the coverage for Casey-Westfield.
It's been one of their favorite plays all year. Cronin rolls out to his left and tries to come back and hit Hornstra up the sideline. Well read. I'm sure they saw that on film. And he's lucky this ball wasn't picked because there were 2 guys right there.
He might be lucky he wasn't called for pass interference too.
That was
contact
aggressive.
was pretty close.
Yeah, aggressive, good defense.
2nd and 10. Man in motion is Rodriguez. Hornstra with the give up the middle. He'll be very close to a first down as he picked up 10 yards.
Here's
Gain
a play
of 9, he'll be just short.
That we've seen all game. This play, just a straight dive off the option, and Cronin reads it. Nice hole, and really no white shirts till he gets at least 7 or 8 yards downfield. Good job up front.
Brings up 3rd and 1 for the Knights. They lead at 23-3 as we approach the 7-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Casey defense jumps, and that'll be a penalty.
Right now,
dead ball, encroachment against the defense. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd.
Casey-Westfield just really needs something good to happen because you could just sense the air kind of coming out of their sails right now. They really need a play. They need a turnover. They need a big hit. They need something to get the energy back going on that sideline, in the stands, and on the field. So see if somebody can come up with a big play.
I'm sure Coach Sinclair would like an interception or something of the kind right here. Instead, it's Hornstra up the gut again. We're going to see a lot more of that. That young man is having himself quite a game. 83 yards and counting.
You'll see the trap play here, just a reverse out, give to Hornstra. Nice job, first down play, getting about 7 yards. Positive yards on first down. That's the goal Coach Schmidt wants to do, get good positive yards on early downs.
Call it 2nd and 4 now. Give us to Rodriguez. He's down inside the 20. He's brought down there by Seth Brewer, number 88. Be another first down for the Knights.
Well, you give 2 to Hornstra, then you come back to your other big stud, Rodriguez, and you could see him just running hard, running over people. Again, just a great example of a good, hard, physical football by the Knights.
First and 10, ball at the 19-yard line. Here's Hornstra. Pretty good lick put on him there by White. But it's after a gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, you'll see again, it's the same dive play. Patrick White comes in from his outside linebacker position and just gave a really strong hit here. Be the left part of your screen, come in right there. Nice stop by Patrick White, but unfortunately after about 6-yard gain, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Ball at the 13. Here's Hornstra inside the 5, down near the goal line, brought down at the 1-yard line after a pickup of 12. He's coming off a 163-yard, 3-touchdown performance in the Knights' win over Clifton Central.
Well, again, nothing fancy, same play. Here it is, just straight give, good read, lowers his shoulder, and it drives down to about the 1-yard line. It's great execution. Good power football.
Hornstra now over 100 yards for the ball game on 17 carries. First and goal from the 1. Here's Hornstra, and it's a touchdown for Paul Hornstra. "15 touchdowns coming into the ball game, and he gives the Knights a 29-3 lead.
Big Dan Delaney and Josh Fenton on the right side there, just clearing out the hole.
Here's Olivia Vatch. She has 11 point-after touchdown kicks this season. She would become the first female to score points during an IHSA state championship game. It's up, and it's good. So put Olivia Vatch's name in the record books. Olivia Vatch, 5'6" junior. She makes history as Immaculate Conception takes a 30-3 lead. Back after this on the IHSA TV network. And here is IHSA football history, Mr. Bradshaw. Olivia Vatch becomes the first female to score points in a state championship game. Look at that, yep. End over end.
No problem.
Right through the uprights.
Good hold, good snap, nice kick, good follow through, great ponytail. Looks great.
Biggs has trouble with the kickoff, but has it now and is out across the 30 to the 35, has a couple of guys to beat, and it's Maizenga who will wrestle him down near midfield. So congratulations to Olivia Vatch. There's Biggs with the 37-yard kickoff return. We've also seen other history today. That safety by Immaculate Conception, according to our good stats man Dave Berkson, the first safety in any class in a football state championship game going back to 1974.
That is hard to believe.
It is hard to believe.
Almost, what, 34 years? Is it 34 years of games, multiple classes, never had a safety in a title game?
Hard to believe, but true.
I was here when it happened.
That's right. The first
when
safety.
Olivia kicked the extra point and the first safety.
That's much more memorable, the Olivia point after. Snyder with nowhere to go. Matt Purdom with playing a little defense, and now a flag on the play. Purdom in there at defensive line. He usually plays the offensive side of the ball. And the penalty is against Casey-Westfield.
Yeah, so he'll probably decline this since they got a 10-yard loss just straight on the sack.
Hold against the offense, decline. Second down.
Well, we talked about Matt Purdom and how key he is for the offensive line. Now he's out there playing defense. Boy, he can wreak some havoc out there, can't he?
Yeah, he's, like we talked about earlier, big, strong, quick. Just great football player and showing it here in the state championship game.
Loss of 9 for Snyder, 2nd and 19. Casey going the wrong direction here with 4:16 to go in the third. Snyder steps out of the pocket, has a man, it's Rhodes. Complete to the 45-yard line. Aaron Rhodes with the reception. Let's go downstairs to Scott Leber.
I have Donna and Shelby Biggs, the parents of Taylor Biggs, number 27, who is all over the football field today. Special teams, offense, defense for Westfield. Donna, how worn out is your son after literally playing an entire game every week?
I don't think you can wear him out. He just loves being out there and doing it.
How emotional was he this morning before he left the house?
He was ready to go. He was pumped, ready to go.
Shelby, I understand maybe football, as good as Taylor is in football, might not be his best sport, huh?
Well, I don't know. He's such a blast to watch in football, but he's a great pitcher in baseball, and he's going to go to Parkland to play baseball. So the football's more fun to watch, but I think baseball's his game.
But he throws over 90 miles per hour, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's quite a future. Thank you very much. Guys, back to you.
Scott, thanks a lot. It was Immaculate Conception bringing the heat that time.
Woo. Robert Peachy came off the corner. He showed some speed and put pressure on Snyder. Snyder was lucky to get rid of the ball before he was sacked.
4th and 4. The Warriors going to go for it with 3:31 to play here in the third. Trailing by 27 points. Snyder has a man. It's Unzicker. And he's got a first down at the 32-yard line. Chris Unsinger, the junior, with the 13-yard reception.
Real simple drop back here. Mitch just looks over and sees Unziger in the little seam, drops the ball off. Nice run after the catch. A little positive yardage here, a couple first downs. Need to get some points on the board quickly because they got a lot to make up.
1st and 10 at the 32. Snyder out of the shotgun. Receiver still balanced, as you pointed out earlier. Biggs catches this one, looking back into the sun, and he has a first down. Brought down at about the 21-yard line. That's a pickup of 12. And a catch for Biggs.
Yeah, it's an excellent throw and catch. He's not real open, but a great throw, looking back into the sun. Great catch by Biggs, and fights hard to get that first down. Tight little window, good delivery by Casey.
The All-Staters hook up there. They haven't had much of that today. 1st and 10 again for the Warriors. Backs in the eye. Snyder fakes the pitch, rolls left, throws, has a man. It's Biggs, he gets loose, one tackler, and he's brought down inside the 10-yard line by Jose Godinez. He'll have a first down and goal from the 6. Pick up a 14.
He's getting in a little rhythm right now. Easy rollout, drop-off pass in the flat to Biggs. Get their big play guy the ball, and he breaks a tackle. Getting to see a little bit of Biggs now, making some plays. They need to continue to move quickly in and out of the huddle.
Keith Sinclair's Warriors have not been in the end zone today. They try to here with 2:10 and counting in the third. Full house backfield. Here's Biggs. Not much there, still on his feet, still trying to make room. He'll pick up maybe a yard.
Nothing there on the run game today. Just nothing has been there for Casey-Westfield. 14 carries for -4 yards, and includes sacks obviously, but the negative yards rushing on the day. Really a testament to that defense, that defensive front.
Biggs 142 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win over Auburn a week ago. 2nd and goal from the 5. Biggs again, he's still on his feet inside the 5, and touchdown for Biggs. Taylor Biggs gets the Warriors in the end zone for the first time today. And a little of the frustration, you can see it on his face as he pulls his helmet off. He says, finally.
Yep, the power eye, just a quick sweep, nice cut, good leg drive getting into the end zone. And with the extra point, gives them 10 points. A little bit of a lift. Now they got to continue to play good defense, get some quick scores. you know they won't quit. Undefeated team. They've scored average 43 points. You know, a game this year, they know they can score points, and they can score them in bunches.
Clinton Scott's extra point is good to make it 30-10, and here's Taylor Biggs on his way to the end zone.
See Brandenburg out there blocking, and then Biggs does the rest of the work, carrying a guy into the end zone.
Biggs, along with Mitch Snyder and Caleb Brandenburg, played JFL together. Casey-Westfield, they were water boys for Keith Sinclair's team. They rode the bus to playoff games. They've been around this program a long time, and these successful programs that we see here, that just happens, you know, and you're making that motion with your hand. It just keeps going and going and going. Immaculate Conception kids have done the same kind of thing. Purdom was a water boy for the Knights back in the day. So these kids grow up around the football, and now they get a chance to play for their high school team. The 8-play drive, 50 yards. Biggs, the first touchdown of the game for Casey-Westfield. That kick does not reach the end zone. Hornstra with it, brings it out across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Clinton Scott able to kick it into the end zone quite often, but not that time. 18-yard return for Paul Hornstra.
Well, Coach Sinclair is going to have to pull out some stops now. They can't just line up in their base defense. They're going to have to take some chances. They maybe put some more people on the line of scrimmage. They've been running a 3- and 4-man line for most of the game. They may have to load up now and just dare them to throw the football, because they need to get this ball back, and they can't allow them to run the clock with 6-7 yard rushes each time.
Immaculate Conception, the lowest seed to reach a title game since Glenbard North went to the 6A title game in 2000 as a 29 seed. They have made the most of their opportunities in the postseason, as we have a timeout on the field. Not sure which team took that. It's 30-10 with 1:17 to go here in the third quarter. Paul Hornstra said, we knew we were better than a 5-4 team. We play in a tough conference. We knew we could do some damage in the playoffs, and they have done that indeed. Order a copy of this game and have it in time for Christmas. Go to www.gametapes.com to learn how easy it is to order. That'd be a great keepsake, wouldn't it?
Yeah, for your mom, right? My son doing the game. I'm going to call. You know, send it. You could send it. Give it to your mom. I'm sure she'd like it.
Today's my mom's birthday.
Is it really?
Happy birthday to
Mrs.
you.
Hall.
Happy birthday to you. I can't say how old she is, but she's not 90 yet.
Well,
she's
that's good.
right next to that. God bless her.
Really?
Yep.
Really. Well, happy birthday, Mom.
We had a nice Thanksgiving yesterday with her and the grandkids. As you take a look at the Immaculate Conception folks, hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. It's just a beautiful, nice day to have with family, and hope everyone was able to enjoy that. And a great day for football here in the sunshine in Champaign. 30-10, Immaculate Conception with the lead and the ball. And Cronin will throw to Taylor. It's complete. He's got room to run. Brewer grabs him and pulls him out of bounds before he could break it. That's a pickup of 18. Antonio Taylor showing you some of the wheels, some of the skills that have him being recruited by Division I teams.
Well, Coach Schmidt knows that right now, in the mind of Coach Sinclair, they had to load the line of scrimmage. So what do? They come out, throw a little bubble screen to their D1 recruit, and look at him go. He's big, physical. Watch this. He throws tacklers off of him. Antonio Taylor is a big-time football player.
Only 8 catches on the year coming into today. That's his second catch of the game. 1st and 10 from the 48. Hornstra near midfield. The Warriors try to push him back. He picks up 2. Pickup of 2 will bring up 2nd and 8. The Knights rushing for 350 yards a game their last 5 games. That just shows you what this team has been able to do starting in week 9.
Yeah, they've really picked it up here in the playoffs, and we're getting a good glimpse of it today. Nothing really fancy, just good decisions by Cronin with the football and the option game, and great blocking up front.
When the options run well, it is fun to watch. Cronin has it, still keeping it, and he'll have a gain of about 3. Clinton Scott in on the tackle for the Warriors as we wind down the clock here in the third quarter.
Here's the option to the left. He fakes it, and then here he kind of stutter steps, and a nice job by Scott. Almost got the ball loose there. A great job of pursuit by Scott to get Will Cronin on the option.
And that will be the last play of this third quarter. The Casey-Westfield team showing signs of life. They scored their first touchdown of the game, but trail it 30-10 after 3 quarters. Back after these local messages. Well, the Ducks and the Geese will have to wait today. It's football.
That's right.
30-10. Immaculate Conception leading Casey-Westfield as we start our fourth quarter. 226 yards rushing for the Knights as they lead it here by 20. And we're back to live action. It's Taylor with the run. He's still on his feet, steps out at the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 24.
Good call by Coach Schmidt. First time they've run this all game, little counter. They've run faked the dive to the right and get Taylor, one of their best athletes, the ball in a big play. Here you see the end of the play as he's running right into your living room. You wouldn't want to get in front of that truck.
Nope.
And does a nice job, tightrope in the sidelines, and that was a big play.
6'2", 210 pounds coming right at you, all-stater. Immaculate Conception on the move again, leading by 20. Nate Evans late coming out for the Warriors. Cronin puts a man in motion. Gives to Hornster right up the gut, and luckily for Casey-Westfield, somebody got him by the ankles, or he might have busted that one. We're inside the 20 now, and take a look at our stats through 3 quarters, brought to us by Menards. Save big money at Menards. There's the rushing yards, 232-2.
Yeah.
Wow.
We said that right up front. Ball control and physical play by Immaculate Conception was going to be their key. And you look at the pass yardage, 176 for Casey-Westfield. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to punch it into the end zone, but they have moved the ball. Look at third down conversions there, 0 of 8 for Casey-Westfield. So that's really been the difference in the game.
Cronin fakes the handoff, looks deep. Taylor's in the end zone, defended nicely there. Evan Davidson on the coverage.
Good job by Davidson.
Jason Clapp was down there as well for Casey.
Davidson is playing the outside receiver, and he comes off of him and sits right there, almost just a good effort. And good job actually by Taylor to make sure that it wasn't intercepted, but really good defense. Those are the kind of plays they got to continue to make. They need to really come up with a turnover or something here. They really cannot allow another scoring play from IC.
Taylor being recruited by Delaware, Eastern Illinois University, among others, Ball State. Here's the give to Rodriguez on 3rd and 3, and he'll be brought down near the line of scrimmage. Interesting, Purdom and Taylor both being looked at by Delaware. I said that's kind of unusual for Chicago area kids. 2 kids on the same team be looked at by Delaware. One of the assistant coaches, Ryan James for Immaculate Conception, played football with Delaware's defensive coordinator's son.
There's always a connection.
Yeah.
There's always a connection.
It's not what you know, right?
That's right.
But that's a good connection if you're wanting to play college football. 4th and 2 for the Knights.
In these positions, they've tried to get them to jump off sides, and they've been successful.
Trying to put a dagger in the hearts of Casey-Westfield here in the 3rd quarter. Hornstra does just that with the touchdown run from 16 yards. And Immaculate Conception goes back up by 26. Paul Hornstra is having himself a day.
Just a straight dive again, outside dive, good read by Hornstra. Good blocking up front. Again, just great physical offensive line play. Dan Delaney up front, Marco Medina, Josh Fenton, Matt Purdom, and crew.
Here's Olivia Vatch trying to add to her state record. That one's just a little short. Now she's 1 for 2.
Yep.
And Immaculate Conception goes up 26 with 10:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Back in Champaign after these local messages. Our defensive play of the game is brought to you by the Illinois Army National Guard. And it's been a pretty stout defense for the Knights of Immaculate Conception today. That pick and take to the house by Eric Hansen gave the Knights a 14-3 lead, and they haven't looked back since.
Yeah, that was a turning point in the game because during that time, it was really anybody's ball game, and this began the avalanche, really.
Knights with the kickoff, picked up short by Nate Evans. He's out across the 35-yard line to about the 36, and that's where the Warriors will take over, trailing 36-10, a pickup of 7 there on the kickoff return. 8-play drive, 69 yards, 306. Hornstra, a 16-yard touchdown run. And, you know, you hear a lot about rush orders this time of year, Christmas coming up and everything. And the Casey-Westfield defense has had rush orders, but they've held guys down. Maroa's Dustin Barnes only had 25 yards on 22 carries. Westville's Brandon Pratt, they held him to -6. They haven't been able to contain Hornstra, though. 132 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Knights senior. 1st and 10 from the 37. Snyder has a man. It's Unsicker. Those two have hooked up quite often today. He's across midfield, still on his feet. Forward progress to about the 43, where it's whistled dead. It's a pickup of 20. Nice play there by Snyder and Unsicker, who got some good yak there, yards after the catch.
Yeah, this has been one of their most successful plays all day. They just get Unsicker down the inside seam, delivers the ball on time, and Unsicker's done a nice job after the catch on each of his receptions. Unsicker's got 3 catches for 45 yards on the day. Nice job.
20-yard pickup there, another first down. Ball just inside the 44. Snyder with time. And it's a completion to Rhodes. That's another first down as he gets his feet inbounds at the 32. Pickup of 12.
They've been throwing inside now. Snyder looks outside, throws a nice dart right to Rhodes, right along the sideline. Nice job, good delivery, good footwork, nice throw, good catch. Move the chains.
Rhodes, the All-Stater. Snyder, the All-Stater, hooking up. First and 10 from the 32. Snyder's completed a couple in a row, make it 3 in a row now to Biggs, and that'll be another first down. And a flag comes in late as Biggs is brought down at the 16-yard line. That came in late, almost like it might be a face mask or something of the sort.
It's going to be
Maybe
a block
not.
in the back, yeah.
Oh, it's against Casey-Westfield.
Yeah, that's just an effort penalty, trying to help out
Block in the
Biggs.
back against the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And that negates a pretty good play for Casey-Westfield.
Taylor Biggs running under route here, catches the ball, and breaks a tackle, gets upfield, and then you'll see right here, real late, right there, Rhodes comes in and kind of wrestles the defender in the back and costs them 10 yards.
Now let's see if the Warriors can recover from that. They've got a pretty nice drive going here. The 1st and 7 after the penalty. Snyder's had some time to throw. Biggs complete. Rodriguez couldn't bring him down, so he gets a couple of more yards. The pickup of about 5 there on that pitch and catch. Bring up 2nd and 2.
Get to see some of the athleticism here of Taylor Biggs. Gets a short pass, makes a quick move here. Nice job getting extra yards. Making up 2nd and short here.
Well, you're seeing why Mitch Snyder has had such a great career. He's 20th all-time in career yards, IHSA coming in. 70 TD passes, 9th in IHSA history. He's a 3-year starter and done quite a job for Keith Sinclair's team. He's made another completion there. Nope, to Brewer, incomplete. Couldn't quite hang on. Seth Brewer had it, but couldn't hang on. It'll go incomplete and bring up 3rd and 2.
We're just going to run the slant. Mitch runs the slant here. Out to Brewer. Great defense by Perone right there, right on top of him. Close, almost was a catch, but just couldn't hold on as he hit the ground. Good defense by Nicholas Perone right there. Good effort by Brewer. fans here think it was a catch. They're all booing.
Yeah. There you see it, 0 of 8 on third down for Casey. Big one here, 3rd and 2 with 8:20 to play. Snyder to Biggs, and a first down.
Snyder's pass complete to Biggs.
Pickup of 10.
Here's a replay of what they ran earlier, just a little under route to Biggs. He's looking at him the whole way, and he catches the ball, gets 10 yards. Simple pass, good execution, and still moving the ball. Ball on the 14. They need to score quickly, though. They got to have a bunch of scores here.
We mentioned this team made the Final Four the last 2 years, and these seniors went through that as sophomores and juniors, and that experience a big part of their success this year, according to their coach. And here's a touchdown run and score for Caleb Brandenburg. He goes in virtually untouched from 14 yards out, and Casey scores their second touchdown of the day.
Casey caught him in a blitz. The inside linebacker blitzed inside, got caught up in the trash, and just a nice run by Brandenburg to get into the end zone. Nice call, good timing there, and good execution for 6 points.
Caleb Brandenburg, his 12th touchdown of the season. Kick is up by Clinton Scott, and it's good. And it's 36-17, so Casey hasn't packed it in yet. They trail by 19. Back after this on the IHSA TV network. It's time now for our Buick Pontiac GMC Drive of the Game. Now's the time of the year to get great model year-end deals on our fuel-efficient cars, trucks, and SUVs. See your Buick Pontiac GMC dealer. And this was a pretty good drive for Immaculate Conception. Paul Hornstra with one of his 2 touchdown runs on the day. Ball control.
Yeah, 132 yards on the game. Having a good game.
Paul Hornstra can't chase that one down. It'll roll into the end zone, and Immaculate Conception will take over on their 20-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Scott Leber.
Guys, this is an emotional day in more ways than one for the players and the coaching staff at Immaculate Conception. Back in April, their former coach Bob Cozy passed away suddenly of a heart attack. They have dedicated this entire season to him. On the backs of their helmets, all of the players have these little stickers that say Coz on them. He was a very special man to all of them, and their thoughts will certainly be drifting back to Coach Cozy and what he has meant to this program once this game is over. Guys?
Scott, thanks a lot. Yeah, Bob Cozy, big name in Immaculate Conception football. Bill Schmidt was offensive coordinator for him when they won the state championship back in 2002. Cronin keeps it that time for a gain of a couple.
Yeah, they've had some great coaches at IC. I think back to Jack Lewis, the great years that he had at Immaculate Conception. Just a well-known football coach in the area, well-respected. This program has been really respected throughout the years here at high school football.
There's that Casey-Westfield drive, 7 plays, 63 yards. And they did it in quick fashion, 2:27. Caleb Brandenburg with the touchdown run. That's only his 4th rush of the day. 2nd and 7. Cronin pitches as he goes down, and now Brandenburg can't hang on to Hornstra, but some of his buddies are there to make the tackle and bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. There were a lot of white shirts there.
Yeah, Brandenburg did a good job to corral, and then everyone else comes out to help. You'll see the fake in the line, and great effort there by Michael Davidson, and then here come the host of Warriors to make a big sack, and little energy going right now. Some positive things happening, but maybe too little too late, but they're not quitting.
It's 19 points with 6:26 to play.
We've seen it.
It could happen.
We've seen it.
3rd and 11. Immaculate Conception at their own 19. Cronin hands to Hornstra, nice gain. Well short of the first down. Pickup of 5 for Hornstra.
Hornstra the carry. Tackled by 27, Taylor Jones.
Coach Schmidt tries to catch him off guard with a little draw play on 3rd and long, and didn't fool the Warriors, and brings up 4th down. Opportunity to score quickly again, put a little pressure on this offense.
Myzinga will punt again. We saw him roll one down inside the 1-yard line earlier in this ball game, that 49-yard punt. He runs to the right and just barely kicks it over the line. Almost a rugby style kick, and it will roll dead at the 48-yard line. A punt of just 23 that time. So he got a roll, but not much of one. And Casey-Westfield on a roll themselves here. They've scored twice here in the second half after only kicking a field goal in the first half. The clock is their enemy right now.
That's right. They're going to have to move the ball quickly and get points quickly. Onside kick. Just get some pressure. They've got 2 timeouts remaining, but they need to get a drive right here.
Snyder able to connect on a couple of quick passes on that last drive. We'll see what the strategy is here. He's under center this time. Steps back, looks to throw. Has Biggs. He steps out of bounds, stops the clock inside the 29-yard line. Pickup of 19.
Mitch Snyder just showing really being calm and cool as he slides out on the run, just drops the ball up over the defender, right into the hands of Biggs. Biggs gets out of bounds for a 12-yard gain. Really nice play here. Just keeping some of the momentum alive. Stopping the clock.
Ball in the 34, 1st and 10. Snyder has time again. Nice little comeback that time. And it's Rhodes with the catch, Aaron Rhodes.
They've been running the under to Biggs, and now he throws over the top to Rhodes along the sidelines. Great catch. Again, getting a 1st down. Clock stops with moving of the chains, and they're right back to the line of scrimmage. Wanting more.
Ball at the 23, 5 minutes to play. Snyder gets flushed out of the pocket that time, gains about 3, 2, maybe 3. Down at the 21-yard line.
Snyder looks downfield. It's really a coverage sack. No one's open. And a nice job coming from the outside in to make the sack. But nice job defensively by the defensive backfield covering the receivers of Casey.
Clock still ticking. 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Undefeated coming in. He has a man. Snyder does. It's Unsinger. And he'll get to about the 15 before his forward progress is stopped. It's a pickup of 6. It'll bring down bring up 3rd and 2 rather.
They have a curl and a flat here, and Snyder just throws out to the flat to Unsinger, who's been one of his favorite targets all day, and brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Snyder had a man, another drop for Taylor Biggs, and we've seen a couple of those today.
Well, he was in for 6 points right there. He wants that one back because he's in the end zone. But nice delivery by Snyder on the little slant. Fortunately, yeah, he couldn't hold on.
Snyder set a 2A state championship game record, most pass attempts with 33, most passes completed. Well, now he's 22 for 35. So attempts and completions for Snyder. Now on 4th and 2 with 3:49 to play. Snyder rolls right. And another drop for Taylor Biggs. So good. They wouldn't be here without him, but boy, a couple of big drops for Taylor Biggs in the last 2 plays.
Rodriguez just got his fingers on that, though, Lee. I think you could see just tipped it just enough to throw off the concentration of Biggs, and great effort by Rodriguez. He's played real well out there all day and makes a big play on a big down.
So the Warriors turn it over on downs with 3:45 to play, and Immaculate Conception will very likely just try to burn clock here and get this game over. Here's Peachy up the middle to about the 23-yard line. Robert Peachy, you know, I talked to him before the game. I said, you want me to call you Robert, Rob, Bobby, Bob? No. You want me to call you anything special? No, just Peachy.
He's always peachy. He's always peachy.
My mom thought that was really funny.
He's certainly peachy today. He's just peachy.
Elmhurst will have a parade for Immaculate Conception tomorrow. They'll meet at Lexington and York around 8 to 9 o'clock when the buses arrive. That's tonight. That's tonight. Thanks to Mayor Tom Marcucci. Here's Peachy again, out across the 30 as the clock continues to roll. You know, Casey-Westfield had a big send-off for these kids this morning. They lined the streets of the town, and they'll line the streets of the town when they come back tonight. You know, you talk to Keith Sinclair, and for a community of this size to make it here and continue to have success and make 3 Final Fours in a row says a lot.
Yeah, they have a great program, great following. Those people line the streets, then they hurried in their cars because they're all here.
That's
so
right.
I'm telling
that's
you,
right.
they have a big crowd here.
Hornstra straight ahead for about 3. Well, the Warriors were hoping that the omen was going to work for them. The last 2 semifinal losses for Auburn came to state champs. They lost in the 03 semifinals to Iroquois West. They lost in 05 to Dakota. Both those teams won state championships. And they were hoping that omen was going to work for them today, but just Immaculate Conception just too big, too tough, too physical.
Today they have been. They've executed ever since the end of the first quarter. They've really executed very, very well.
Hornstra again, 137 yards, 2 touchdown runs for the senior. And one thing Bill Schmidt said about him is he finishes better than you expect for 180 pounds. And boy, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's explosive. When he gets past that first level, he explodes, and then he's into that defensive backfield, and it's hard to bring him down.
Timeout with 1:37 to play, and we would expect to see some reserves maybe come in now. Great run by Immaculate Conception, 4-4, and you know, Bill Schmidt talked about his team, and they started that 3-1, and then they lost 3 of their next 4, and he said, hey, we just felt our kids got a little comfortable, felt like, hey, we can just go out on the field and win. The intensity of practice wasn't the same. We weren't watching as much film, and you can't do that against teams like Driscoll and teams in that conference. Here's a look at the action coming up next. DuQuoin and Illini West. Jim Spencer, Steve Mays will have that game for you. Greg and I, will be back tonight for Central Catholic of Bloomington taking on Aurora Christian. Aurora Christian, their first time here. Central Catholic, a great state tradition in that ball game.
Great matchups. The next 2 games are going to be phenomenal. Looking forward to watching both of those.
1:37 to play. Peachy up the middle to keep the clock rolling. Keith Sinclair bringing his Casey-Westfield team back to state. He was the coach back in '85. And he took about an 8 or 9 year hiatus. He's always coached 3 sports at Casey-Westfield: girls basketball, golf, track. And he said when there was an opening in '98, there was a lot of pressure to come back. Mm-hmm. He did, and he's done a yeoman's effort with this team. I think they've made the playoffs. Well, they've got quite a streak really going for the playoffs, don't they? Looks to me like every year since '95 they've been in the playoffs. That's quite a run.
They just don't qualify. They play football and they win games in the playoffs.
They sure do, yes.
So when you think of some of the great programs in the state of Illinois, they haven't won a lot of championships, but they're consistently really, they play real good football. They're always ranked very, very high. Early in the season and throughout the season, they play a very good football at Casey-Westfield.
We mentioned earlier, they 4th and 1 here. And the Warriors jumping. It's just been that kind of afternoon for Casey. And you could see Patrick White just went down on all fours, put his head on the turf.
Yeah. He's played hard today. Patrick, he's had really played well. He's leading the team on defense. You know, it's tough there, but he's got 12 total tackles on the day. He's been all over the field, playing very, very well.
Immaculate Conception state title came just 6 years ago in Class 3A. They beat DuQuoin in the state championship game, 21-14, and DuQuoin will be playing for a state championship coming up next. And Cronin will take a knee, and the Immaculate Conception fans making some noise. They know they've got that state championship in their back pocket now. This team reborn in the playoffs, averaged 20 points a game during the regular season, allowing 18. Postseason, 44.5 points per game, 12.5 allowed, and another double-digit win for him here today. And that will be the last play of this 2A state championship game. There you see Bill Schmidt, followed by the photographer. Jubilation for the Knights of Immaculate Conception, 4-4 going into the final week of the regular season. They won their final regular season game just to qualify for the playoffs. And they go on a 5-game run through the playoffs, winning in impressive fashion all the way through.
Yeah, they played well all day. Casey-Westfield get out of the blocks early on them. Got that early field goal, and little jitters early for Immaculate Conception, but it didn't last long.
And a great effort by Casey-Westfield. Congratulations to them, finishing the season 13-1, and boy, what a great effort. They didn't give up. They played really hard there. Second half and scored 2 touchdowns. Scott Leber is with IC coach Bill Schmidt.
Coach, a number 15 seed, but number 1 in the state right now. Congratulations.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Give all the credit to Casey. They came out, played a tough ball game. Their kids played hard. Congratulations, Coach. Our kids, what else can I say about them? They fought through a lot of adversity, and it came down to it. We made more plays than they did.
I'm sure there are times during the regular season when you're playing St. Francis and Montini and Aurora Christian and schools of that caliber where you're banging your head against the wall, but it really pays off this time of the year, doesn't it?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Our kids are Iron Men. That's all I could say about it. 7, 8 guys going both ways. It's a beautiful thing for the school, the community, everyone involved. I'm just proud to be a part of it.
And a young lady, too, who made some history today.
A little bit of history. We like doing that.
Coach Bill Schmidt, congratulations on your school's second state championship.
Thank you very much.
Lead back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. Bill Schmidt played for Jack Lewis at IC. He played on the last IC team to beat Driscoll. He was a coach on the other state championship team, and he brings home a state title to Elmhurst today. And you saw Antonio Taylor leading that group of players over to the sideline to celebrate with their fans. He said earlier this year, we've always been the underdog. Deep inside, we knew we were capable of doing something like this in the playoffs, and that they had the talent to put it all together, and they did, winning the last 6 games of the season after going 4-4, and they are state champions. And Casey-Westfield, nothing to hang their heads about. What a great season. And they greet their fans who backed them here today in Champaign.
Yes, they did.
Let's go back downstairs to Scott.
Running back Paul Hornstra joining me right now. I think they're a little bit excited, Paul.
Oh yeah, very excited. This is awesome. Best feeling ever.
When you guys had 4 losses and you ended the regular season, did you believe at that point, or were there some doubts that you guys had what it took to be state champions?
No, we believe that if we just got in, we'd be able to roll through these, and we stepped up our play right when we got into the playoffs, and no one could stop us.
Now, Bob Cozy, I know when he passed away in April, you guys decided to dedicate this season to him. What did he mean to this program, in your opinion?
He was a great guy. I mean, he did the football camps when I was a little kid in grade school, and then when I got here, he was always on the sideline, helping out with whatever he could, tapping people on the back, telling them good luck. He was always there for us.
Thank
Good
you.
man.
Thank you, Paul. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lee?
Scott, thanks a lot. What a great afternoon for Paul Hornster. 25 carries, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rodriguez with 80 yards. Cronin added 36 rushing. And that's what you expect from Immaculate Conception, and we got what we expected from them here today.
Yeah, the story of the game needs to. You mentioned the stats of the guys that rushed the ball today, but the story of the game were the guys up front.
Absolutely.
You know, both sides of the ball. On offense, 306 yards rushing for Immaculate Conception, and on the other side, they only gave up 16 yards rushing to Casey, who is a good rushing team. You know, the guys up front, Purdom and Rivera, Medina, Fenton, and Delaney on the offensive side. Great job by that crew up front. Defensively, Giancarlo Legal and Josh Fenton, great job. Physical play, and it pays off with the state championship.
And you got to look at Olivia Vatch. They're the first girl to ever score a point in a state championship football game.
Right.
She's pretty excited. And this team, you know, you wonder about a young lady playing football, and
it's Beauty and the Beasts.
Beasts,
yeah. Plural.
She's a pretty good little kicker too. I mean,
Yeah.
she showed us that. I understand that one of the recent games there was maybe some extracurricular activity after she kicked an extra point, and her teammates were right there to stand up for her. There you get a look at Keith Sinclair and the Casey-Westfield Warriors. They fought hard here today. They got off to a good start. They said they thought that maybe we could make a game of it, stay with these guys if we stayed with them early. They did stay with them early, but Immaculate Conception able to come away with the victory, and got a couple of turnovers early against Immaculate Conception. They could only come away with that field goal, and that was one of the things that turned the tide today too.
Yeah, if they could have maybe got in the end zone early in the first quarter, really get a jump on IC, it would have been very helpful. But unfortunately, they couldn't do that, and then the steamroller started from IC.
Well, let's talk. I mean, the Casey-Westfield defense. Let's talk about them. They gave up 36 points here today. They did not allow a passing touchdown all season.
Yeah. They didn't give up a point in the third quarter. The average total offense by their opponents was less than 80 yards for the entire game. They averaged less than 80, giving up 80 yards or less every game throughout the season, and only giving up 4 points a game. That just shows you the power of this offense, because they are a good defensive football team.
Coming into this season, Keith Sinclair was talking about his conference, and you know, it was a young conference that they play in. The Little Illini, they were young this year, that conference was. He had to pull starters at halftime a lot of times. He was worried about the team keeping their focus. When you're only playing half a game, you're winning by a bunch, and they really weren't tested. You look at the scores, and there were pretty hefty blowout wins. He had to make practice harder for these kids to keep their focus, and he was worried about how they'd react to the playoffs. Well, they did a great job and made it all the way here to Champaign, something they won't ever forget. As you look now at the Immaculate Conception Knights, the Suburban Catholic Conference. There's Antonio Taylor, number 25. Paul Hornster there on the left. Mr. Medina there, Marco Medina, number 51, celebrating. And there's Will Cronin. Those guys earned those medals here today, boy.
Yeah, they did. They did. And what I like about this team too is, although you know he had a great day out of Paul Hornstra, but they didn't rely on one person. This was a team.
Right.
Hornstra, 1,300 yards. Rodriguez actually had more yards during the season. Cronin really is the guy that runs it, makes the decisions on the offense, and then defensively, just a host of guys that play great. And it's not a one-person team, and you could see that today. A lot of guys step forward and make great plays.
There's your 2A state champions, the Immaculate Conception Knights out of Elmhurst. Boy, they are living large. They were on our friend Dan Rohn's Sportscast the other night in Chicago, and now here they are, hoisting the state championship trophy, taking another one back to the SCC. Boy.
Yep. And we
They've
may
got
have
a few, don't they?
Yeah, and it's not over yet.
No.
St. Francis has a chance later today, or tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning against Metamora at 10 a.m.
Yeah, it's a great football conference, and it just shows you when you play good people, you're ready when playoffs time comes around.
We mentioned this during the game, but I think it's worth pointing out again. They're the lowest seed to reach a title game since Glenbard North went to the 6A title game in 2000 as a 29 seed, a 15 seed, as Scott Lever said, a 15 seed, but number 1 in the state today.
Yep, they did a great job. All phases of the game, really.
You know, and some of the guys that we don't talk about much, assistant coaches, Mike Alberts, Dom Ricordino, Tom Rogoskas, Jim Keneally, Mike Field, John O'Hara, Mike Summer, Bill Kreff, Ryan James, Brian Kowieski, Matt Schmidt, all helping out Immaculate Conception and Bill Schmidt and making this team a winner today. Speaking of Scott Lever, he's downstairs with another guest.
Coach St. Clair joining me right now. Coach, I know you're not happy with the outcome today, but sum up your feelings on what these boys have done this year, posting a 13-1 record.
Well, they've done a great job, and we've knocked on the door of the Final Four the previous 2 years, and we wanted to take that next step to get here. And we've been here, and we played a good ball game, especially in the second half. And I'm proud of them and all their accomplishments this year. And I'm really going to miss all those 16 seniors that gave everything they had today.
Coach, congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
We also have the young lady who made history today, Olivia Vatch. Olivia, did you know you're the first girl ever to score in a state championship game in Illinois?
It still hasn't clicked into me yet. I'm the luckiest person in the world, I really am.
You had the biggest smile on your face. What was going through you inside when Coach sent you out there to kick that first extra point?
It better go through. I was going to be so mad if I missed it.
And then you got a second chance. Tell us when you first started playing football and why you decided to play.
And actually one of my teammates asked me this a few weeks ago, and I don't remember exactly what I said to him, but a football team to me, there's a special bond that they share that no other team can really have, and it's just something different, and I love it.
Well, congratulations, your name is now in the state record books, Olivia Vatch. And guys, yeah, she's a football player, but she's a girl. Before this interview, she was kind of waiting to redo her hair first, so back to you.
Yeah, Bradshaw and I are going to go do that too, redo our hair. It's much needed. Congratulations, Olivia. I hope she knows that she's probably inspired quite a few young ladies across the state. I know I've got a 9 and 10-year-old soccer players back home, young ladies, and maybe taking them out with the football and teaching them how to kick the PATs.
Right.
All right. Casey-Westfield falls to Immaculate Conception 36-17. The Knights are your 2A state champions. Back after this local timeout, followed by a network break.
Immaculate Conception picks up state title number 2. The first one came in 2002. This one here in 2008, you see the final score. We welcome you back to our studios here at Hyatt Top Memorial Stadium. I'm Dave Bernhardt, joined by Jason Kirby and Scott Hamilton. And before we take a look at our post-game stats, we take a look at the second half. The game was even in the second half.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Immaculate Conception came out and safety had Casey had the safety in the end zone on the pass that was forced the safety. But other than that, I think that Casey finished strong and played well and represented themselves well.
I thought Casey represented themselves real well. I thought they played very well in the second half.
But then by the same token, you had mentioned at halftime you thought Immaculate Conception would just come out and continue to play their game, and they did.
Impose their will. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, they didn't create they didn't make the turnover. They didn't make the big mistake to allow Casey back in the game. And, just as the game finished up, they just were able to pound it away and finish the ball game off. And, congratulations to Immaculate Conception.
Let's take a look at how those final statistics did play themselves out as we take a look at the Menards. Final stats, Menards save big money at Menards. You see the big numbers, of course, in the rushing yards, but you pretty much figured that coming in, that Immaculate Conception was going to run the ball. Casey-Westfield was going to throw the ball, and Mitch Snyder did a great job. You look at those passing yards for Westfield. Snyder finished up 22 of 36. He did throw a couple of interceptions. Penalties not really much of a factor, but again, the numbers do tilt the way that you would expect them to.
Yeah, I know. I think I heard him say that Snyder set completions and attempts records for the 2A title game in that game, and you know, he threw the ball very well. He's a very talented kid, and you know, I hear that baseball may even be his better sport.
Yeah, I was impressed with what he did as well. Throws a nice ball, and Biggs was a ton for him as well. I thought they had a good game plan.
Yeah, I did too. I was very impressed with their ability to get off the ball, be physical, be aggressive, and you know, but Immaculate Conception had a couple awful good running backs that could take it up inside. You couldn't just key on one of them.
And then you got 25 on the outside as well. I mean, they had weapons everywhere.
Indeed. In fact, you heard Paul Hornstra finishing with 25 carries for 138 yards. His running mate, Carlos Rodriguez, 11 carries for 80 yards. They had 3 touchdowns between them. And speaking of touchdowns, let's take a look at our Honda postgame highlights. Honda Days. We take a look. The scoring right there, number 34, no doubt about it. That was going to be Paul Hornstra with the score. This was part of a long run here. It was 30-3 at this stage. And then on the other side, it was time for Casey-Westfield to get involved and working themselves in for the score to cutting the lead to 30-10. But IC was not going to be done. Who's number 34? Same guy we mentioned before, Hornstra. 36-10, and now finally they'll wrap it up. Casey-Westfield will. Caleb Brandenburg, a 14-yard touchdown run, 36-17, and in that second half, it was a 1-point game. And again, I go back to the tail end of that first half, the last 5.5 minutes, 21 points scored by Immaculate Conception, and that powers their way to this 36-17 state championship win. We've got more coming up here between games, getting set for that 3A game. Illini West and DuQuoin warming up down below us, and we'll be back to preview that game right after these words from your local sponsors.